Chapter 3261, The Battle of Sabers. Many people thought that Shen Shang not using the Violet Sun sword now was an arrogant move, for the sake of displaying his current strength, making people think that he would win the battle even if he did not use the Violet Sun sword. The main reason why Shen Shang did not use Violet Sun sword was because he was not confident, because he was worried that the Violet Sun sword was insufficient for him to defeat Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang's strength was extremely strong, even though it was only a 10-sword strike. For Shen Shang, the pressure was still great. I definitely can't lose. If I lose, I would have to compete with Violet Sun sword and give it to her. Shen Shang was reluctant to part with her Violet Sun sword. Although his Nine Heavens divine sword was better than theirs, there was a special meaning to their existence. They were extremely beautiful and could even allow him to enter the Purple Yang Divine Palace. One must know that the Purple Yang Divine Palace was very big, and he had not finished his exploration. If not for the people from the Thief King and the rest, he might have stayed there for a while longer. Qin Shuang did not say anything more to Shen Shang at the moment. If not, Shen Shang would only anger her, and if he were to fight an evenly matched opponent, getting angered by the opponent, that would be very disadvantageous, but she felt that if he were to compete with Shen Shang and get angered, it would only be Shen Zhang's bad luck. Let's begin now. I will be the first to draw my sword. When I draw my sword, I will remind you. Qin Shuang said. She suddenly felt that she had the advantage now, so she did not want to take too advantage of Shen Shang. Alright, Shen Shang held onto the Nine Heavens divine sword, and retreated a few steps, waiting for Qin Shuang to attack. At this time, Bai Shuilin suddenly transmitted her voice to Shen Shang. Qin Shuang mainly uses the power of frost. You should be able to sense it, right? Bai Shuilin said. And you, who use flames, shouldn't be too worried about her. The most powerful thing about Qin Shuang is her kind of berserker ice sword intent. This is the most terrifying thing. Quote. I should have already felt it earlier. It carried a very strong killing intent. Shen Shang said, while Qin Shuang was staring at him, his killing intent surged, causing him to feel a chill all over her body. Watch my sword. Qin Shuang held her sword in her hand. This sword was her destiny sword. Although it was very powerful, there was no name, and it was not as sonorous as the divine sword in Lan Kunyuan's hand earlier. But, no one had ever dared to underestimate Qin Shuang's sword. Qin Shuang slowly raised the sword in her hand towards Shen Shang. At this time, a faint cold wind suddenly appeared around them, as the cold wind blew past, causing everyone to shiver, as though a wave of killing intent was descending from the sky. I'm here. When Qin Shuang really attacked, she shouted once again. A faint white shadow suddenly swept towards Shen Shang, looking extremely graceful and nimble. This was originally a very beautiful scene, but the killing intent released by Qin Shuang's body made the beautiful scene look like it was in hell. The cold and captivating Qin Shuang had also turned into a peerless god of death. Her proud and beautiful face was filled with a somber killing intent. Shen Shang could only stand there motionlessly. He could not teleport, nor could he use the 6 realms mirrors to block. When Qin Shuang thrusted the sword over, it did not seem fast, but Shen Shang knew that he had nowhere to run. No matter how fast he dodged, he would still be hit. Her main goal is to get rid of the sword in my hand. What I want to do is to protect the sword in my hand. Facing Qin Shuang's threatening attack, Shen Zhang's expression was calm. He anxiously placed her sword behind her back. Qin Shuang originally thought that Shen Shang would wave her sword to block, because she felt that no matter who it was, as long as she faced this terrifying killing intent, would not be able to resist and would instinctively wave her sword to block, and at this time, she only needed to use her full strength to knock her opponent's sword to the ground. But, she did not expect Shen Shang to be so cold, to be able to calm herself down and react in such a relaxed manner. Qin Shuang's sword was already at Shen Zhang's throat. She stared at Shen Zhang's smiling face and snorted coldly. The first strike. Shen Shang laughed. There are still 9 swords. Just now, everyone could feel Qin Shuang's terrifying killing intent. They felt that if they were facing this kind of aura, they might have already knelt down, but Shen Shang was actually able to stand there and not do anything. Hearing Shen Zhang's voice just now, everyone suddenly came to a realization. Qin Shuang had previously signed a blood contract with Shen Shang, so she would not kill Shen Shang during the competition. Very good. I didn't expect it. Qin Shuang had originally thought that her first sword strike would be able to defeat Shen Shang, but this was truly unexpected. Second sword. After Qin Shuang finished speaking, she had already flashed behind Shen Shang. Shen Shang could feel a wave of cold air pass by his back. Qin Shuang's current speed was very fast, and in an instant, he had already arrived behind him. However, Shen Zhang's reaction was very fast, as though he had predicted Qin Shuang's movements. He only had to lower his sword a little and avoid Qin Shuang's sword. Second sword, Shen Shuang dodged, distancing himself far away from Qin Shuang. At this moment, Qin Shuang finally realized that it was not easy to knock out the sword in Shen Zhang's hand. Firstly, she could not injure Shen Shuang. She thought that if Shen Shuang could not use teleportation with his cultivation level, his speed would not be so fast, but she realized she was wrong. Shen Shuang was extremely fast, and only a little slower than her. Furthermore, Shen Shuang had a lot of battle experience, so he was not afraid of danger. If Shen Shuang had not competed with Lan Kunyuan before, he definitely would not be able to hold on now. Lan Kunyuan's killing intent earlier had caused him to feel fear and despair, but after that time, he was not that easily scared. This was growth. I've underestimated you, Qin Shuang snorted. Her figure flashed and appeared behind Shen Shuang like a gust of wind. Her main target was the Nine Heavens Divine Sword behind Shen Shuang. At this moment, Qin Shuang's aura had increased by a lot, and her speed was even faster than lightning. She came to Shen Zhang's back, and thrusted her sword towards Shen Zhang's Nine Heavens Divine Sword. Ding! With a crisp sound, Qin Shuang's sword successfully touched Shen Zhang's Nine Heavens Divine Sword, and released a buzzing sound. She thought that one slash would be able to break apart Shen Zhang's Nine Heavens Divine Sword, but right now, she had only pushed him a little further forward. This woman, just now she only used a few % of her strength, otherwise I would definitely have been severely injured. Shen Zhang's expression became serious, and shouted, "Third sword." Qin Shuang's heart was in shock. She suddenly felt that not only had she underestimated Shen Zhang's strength, she had also underestimated the sword in Shen Zhang's hands. The extremely strong power that she had used, when she pierced through the tip of the Destiny Sword, actually did not leave even a single trace, and only produced a buzzing sound. Chapter 3262. Qin Shuang's combat experience is also very rich. Although she just used her own strength, but if other people are pushed by this strength, they will definitely fly far away. But Shen Shuang was only being beaten out of the 20th banana, and Shen Shuang also used what strength to resist her attack, because Shen Shuang did not respond at all. In other words, Shen Zhang's sword absorbs a strong strength. Hong Ganyi, who was watching the war, also saw something. His pupils shrank and whispered, "Shen Zhang's sword is unusual. Everyone feels strange. Shen Zhang's sword is very strange, because the power of Qin Shuang's sword is more than just a little bit, and it's all absorbed. I think that your speed can be so fast, I can't adapt." Shen Shuang turned and looked at Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang's speed has been greatly improved, so that he can't figure it out for a while, so he will be touched by Qin Shuang's sword. You are not bad. Qin Shuang no longer stunned Shen Shuang. She only had 7 swords. The first and second swords were that she couldn't touch Shen Zhang's 9 Firmaments Divine Sword, even though she had just met, but have success. Qin Shuang began to be serious. The sky has fallen snow frost. Qin Shuang's face appeared a layer of faint hoarfrost. The body released the Miao Mu Nie coin. A large piece of ground was suddenly appeared thick frost. It was almost a moment that happened. Shen Shuang saw that his feet were suddenly frozen by thick ice. When he was shocked, Qin Shuang was already awkward. This time she was faster and incredibly fast. As if it were a teleport, Shen Shuang couldn't catch her move. Clang! A shocking sound. Shen Shuang only felt that his hand passed away, and it was accompanied by a stinging ice cold. The ice chilled into his palm with a strong shock and entered his arm. I felt that the whole arm lost consciousness at that moment. Well, this woman has attacked my sword just now, and it has also entered into a very violent icy force. Shen Shuang holds the sword in his right hand and has been paralysis. He can't hold it at all. If Qin Shuang has another sword, his 9 Firmaments Divine Sword is about to fall off. Shen Zhang's sword behind him has been covered with frost, and his feet have been frozen on the ground. The arm of the sword is numb, as if it would be broken at any time. As Shen Shuang expected, Qin Shuang just followed the sword and then followed the sword. At this time, she was very excited because her 5th sword would succeed. However, she would succeed in putting Shen Zhang's 9 Firmaments Divine. When sword fell, 9 Firmaments Divine Sword suddenly vanished from sight, appeared on Shen Zhang's other hand. You are against the blood contract, Qin Shuang snorted, but her face changed because Shen Shuang had a blood contract backlash, indicating that Shen Shuang had just used space here. Suddenly, a hot burning heat was uploaded from Shen Zhang's body, and the raging heat poured out, letting the thick ice of the ground melt, and Shen Shang also broke free from it. This is violent sun fire. After Shen Shang broke free, laughed, using the earth-shrinking step, he ran to the distance. Violent sun fire. Qin Shuang looked at the remnant of the ice, and said, "Is it a great way to practice the violent fire sword technique condense, and the violent sun fire is really amazing." "The fifth sword," Shen Shang said with a smile, "you still have 5 swords." Qin Shuang looked at Shen Shang in the distance and asked, "What happened just now? Why did your sword run from the right hand to the left hand?" Not only did Qin Shuang not understand, but no one else understood, they were very curious. Bai Shuilin in Bai residence is slightly frowning and said, "This sword has been following Big Brother Shen for many years. It has been connected with Big Brother Shen, and the sword just entered his body. And then appear in the left hand again. Using this sword is the real strength of Big Brother Shen." Now Bai Shuilin understands that Shen Shang doesn't need the more powerful purple Yang divine sword, but chooses this one. "When I win, I will naturally tell you," Shen Shang said with a smile. 9 Firmament's divine sword has many secrets, and there is a powerful sword soul in it, but it is just sleeping at this time. Qin Shuang was hit hard at this time because she had already had the 5th sword. They all let Shen Zhang's sword fall off the ground. If she goes on like this, she will definitely lose. "I can't lose," Qin Shuang recalls the scornful words that she said before Shen Shang, knowing that if she loses, the end will definitely be miserable. This Shen Shang is really full of tricks, but he can only play tricks. If he is really playing with me, he will be defeated to me, Hong Ganyi coldly snorted and said, deliberately speaking loudly. "Your cultivation base is a realm higher than me. Is it not normal for me to lose to you?" Shen Shang said with a smile, "If I condense the second violent world-defying soul, Lan Kunyuan is yours." A review of the car. Who is afraid of who? Hong Ganyi disdain. "This is our battle." Qin Shuang saw Shen Shang bickering with Hong Ganyi. She did not put her mind on her test, which made her somewhat annoyed. "Oh, yes, then let's get started," Shen Shang happily said with a smile. "Bastard!" Qin Shuang was angry and appeared behind Shen Shang in an instant, attacking again from Shen Zhang's, because Shen Shang kept the sword behind him. However, now Shen Shang suddenly moved the sword to the front. He was very close at this time. Qin Shuang was far away from him, but suddenly appeared behind him. There is any movement track, which has been before. Appeared. Until now, he did not understand how Qin Shuang did it. Qin Shuang was just in the middle of the game, and there was a sword, but she saw Shen Shang holding the sword in front, and the next moment she paid it again. Is teleport. But this has any space fluctuations. Shen Shang saw Qin Shuang appearing, and has already slashed his sword. While he was puzzled, he quickly clung to 9 Firmament's divine sword and prepared to collide with Qin Shuang for the first time. Qin Shuang swung a sword, and all the strength hit the sword blade. The coldness hits people, as if the snow and ice waves are generally shot, it feels cold. Shen Shang hastily released violent sun fire into the whole body, which avoids the terrifying chill of Qin Shuang, and he also injected a large number of violent sun fire into 9 Firmament's divine sword. In the blink of an eye, the 2 swords have collided with each other, the collision of violent sun fire and violent ice, cold and hot, and a very strange air wave, cold and hot alternately waved. The thick ice that originally sealed the earth has been broken, and after being covered by the hot air, it gradually melts. Chapter 3263. Although Shen Zhang's body is already protected by violent sun fire, it is still smashed into the body by a strong violent chilly force of a huge part. After the 2 swords collide, he is blasted by a chi wave. The inside of the body is still rumored. 105. Seek for example. Fortunately, his violent sun fire is very overbearing, and all of them will eliminate those icy forces. Although Qin Shuang stood still, her face was even colder. The sword just made her feel the terrifying flame of Shen Shang, reminding her of one thing she had said before. Fire seed divine formation appears in divine soil forbidden land. Shen Shang can get myriad Dao divine soil crystal, which is definitely obtained from divine soil forbidden land, and now she meets Shen Shang and feels Shen Zhang's powerful violent sun fire. Let her understand, Shen Zhang's violent sun fire is not condensed because of the cultivation of the violent fire sword technique, but because the fire seed divine formation condenses the fire seed of the violent sun fire and cultivates the violent sun fire. The 6th sword, it's time to end. Shen Shang clenched 9 Firmament's divine sword's hand and shivered, waiting for Qin Shuang's 7th sword. Okay, Qin Shuang snorted and attacked again. Qin Shuang, as before, seems to use the teleport's general method, which instantly appears in front of Shen Shang, and the lightning strikes. When she was out of the sword, she just saw Shen Shang swaying the sword, but then she was smashed through the core. The industry was annoyed, and at the same time there was a loud bang, her hand became empty, and her sword was actually shot. After Qin Shuang's long sword disengaged, he flew into the air. Under the sun, the cold light shone. When it fell, it was inserted into the ground, and in one place of the blade, there was a gap. Although Qin Shuang's sword is unnamed, it is Qin Shuang's most terrifying weapon. As long as the people who have fought with her are all afraid, even if they are watching Hong Ganyi, they will have a headache when they see this sword. But at this time, Qin Shuang's sword was not only hit, but also lacked a hole. Everyone took a sigh of breath at this time. They desperately recalled what had just happened, and they just saw Shen Shang swaying the sword, but they saw Shen Shangpai's sword, saw Shen Zhang's any movement, Shen Shang still standing there, but his sword has inexplicably fallen. It's like the time when Shen Zhang's sword disappeared. Everyone suddenly smiled that they were missing that time. They all had experience during that time, but only Shen Shang experienced it. Qin Shuang is also desperately reminiscent of the process. She remembers very clearly, only to see Shen Zhang's sword, simply there is any movement of the sword, and even does not feel a little Shen Zhang's strength fluctuations, then she feels hand-picked, the sword flew out. Shen Zhang's moment after the sword was lost, disappeared, except Shen Shang, who has experienced the period of time. Thinking of this, Qin Shuang made a chill. The power of law of time. Some of the old undying onlookers also thought of it. In the case of Shen Shang, the very mysterious time power was used. You lost, said Shen Shang. Qin Shuang, the whole person lost her soul. She walked over and pulled up her broken sword. Her expression was full of desolateness. She looked at the baldness and sorrow, and the whole person lost her breath of life. On the one hand, her life divine sword was damaged, and the other was that she suffered an unprecedented blow. She actually lost to a person who was so much lower than her cultivation base, and she was confident before. Qin Shuang has an apology and a sigh of love. She is proud of her strong strength. In order to let her have a cold and proud attitude, she constantly strengthens her strength and keeps working hard, but now, all are ruined. I lost, Qin Shuang sighed for a long time. No, you have lost at least. Shen Shang still very much recognizes Qin Shuang's strength. He said that he lost, but he only because he thinks this is just a game-like test, like gambling, it is not equal to both sides. The rule of this is not a real fight, so losing and winning, just winning or losing in gambling. Just Shang used just what he used for a long time, deicide sword art, and the smashing of the smashing blanket, plus his backing, and he used it. Dang Mimi Kappa. Once the show was carried out, others couldn't defend themselves. Shen Shang also waited for a good opportunity to shoot. He used the strength of shocking heaven palm when he sent out the sword, and then added some of the methods he had mastered before, and he smashed Qin Shuang himself. The alpha space, coupled with the solidity of the nine firmaments divine sword itself, has allowed Qin Shuang's long sword to take out a hole. Qin Shuang lost. We are going, said an old man in the heavenly ancient imperial family. When they finished, they immediately rushed to Shen Shang. Hong Ganyi is also awkward. Hong Ganyi holds a golden divine blade. He has a roasting bottle. The between heaven and earth is like a roaring animal. It is this terrifying momentum that makes the stunned Qin Shuang suddenly wake up. Heavenly ancient imperial family to be on by family fight. Not only the heavenly ancient imperial family, but even the Qin family. What are you doing? Qin Shuang yelled at the Qin family, do you want to kill me? Don't you know that I am with Shen Zhang's blood contract? No matter whether you win or lose, I have to guarantee that someone has moved him. Qin Shuang, you worked very hard. You are careful to deal with Hong Ganyi, that's all right. We will definitely help you win Shen Shang and win his purple yang divine sword, said an old man from Qin family. Hong Ganyi can't deal with Bai family, can't deal with Shen Shang, but can shoot Qin Shuang. Just dragging Qin Shuang, heavenly ancient imperial family and Qin family can join Shen Shang. When people who saw heavenly ancient imperial family and Qin family teamed up, land family's people rushed. Qin Shuang, help me kill this group of sieges, as long as you lose to me, I can let you do anything, now I will let you destroy this group of bastards, and then we will clear, Shen Shang said. After that, I waved my hand and saw a purple light flying out. Qin Shuang stunned, and Shen Shang actually threw the purple yang divine sword. Use the purple yang divine sword to kill them, Shen Shang said, calling out the divine mirror of 6 paths, facing a smashing attack, which was boosted several times and then bounced back. Besiege the squatting. Qin Shuang took over purple yang divine sword. She was just like a dead man. She immediately lived. She can see that her whole body is full of passion. It is like a murderous aura, and the purple yang divine sword in her hand does not know. What's it? The release of the dazzling purple light. The purple flame is very hot, but it is combined with the violent power of Qin Shuang. At this time, Bai Shuilin in Bai residence has also been turned into a white shadow. After she entered the battlefield suddenly became like a stove. The violent fire sword force came out, and the hot air was rolling like a wind. Just a few swords, she was harvested several lives of the old man of violent world-defying realm. Chapter 3264. Before Hong Ganyi started, she thought that Qin Shuang would be very easy to deal with, but now he saw Qin Shuang holding the purple yang divine sword in his hand, and suddenly he sneaked a few words about Shen Shang. Before Shen Shang, however, he refused to give purple yang divine sword to Qin Shuang anyway, but now it is easy to hand over the purple yang divine sword to Qin Shuang. No one can think of Shen Shang. Everyone thinks that Qin Shuang's life divine sword has been destroyed, the strength will definitely not be as good as before, and now Qin Shuang got the purple yang divine sword, the strength suddenly increased, looks like yang. Shen Shang, this bastard. Hong Ganyi rushed to Qin Shuang, and was attacked by Qin Shuang with purple yang divine sword. I felt the purple yang divine sword flashing, and my heart was surprised and angry. Purple yang divine sword released the meow meow meow, purple 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 purple. Shen Shang took divine mirror of 6 paths and resisted a group of people attacking him. Although he could not fight back, the group could not hurt him. What happened to Qin Shuang? Shen Shang was puzzled. Qin Shuang's strength at this time looked stunned. Even Hong Ganyi was not her opponent. From Hong Ganyi's horrified look can see that. Purple yang divine sword also has a connection with Qin Shuang. She seems to have merged with purple yang divine sword now. Bai Shuilin suddenly paid the squad, and the group of besieged Shenjiangs were all beaten. Bai Shuilin's strength is not weak, it is equivalent to the strength of a genius war god. Violent world-defying realm peak people want to beat her is not easy, not to mention her current divine sword still uses myriad Dao divine soil crystal refining just now. She destroyed divine weapon, a lot of people, and divine weapon on the ground, which was cut off by her divine sword. Shen Shang looked at Qin Shuang and saw that Qin Shuang had a pale lavender pattern on his forehead. He looked like he was licking Nike, and it was before. It appeared after she got purple yang divine sword. What is the relationship between Qin Shuang and purple yang divine sword? After she got purple yang divine sword, it was like injected with chicken blood. Shen Shang felt incredible. At this time, Qin Shuang's cold and proud scorpion was full. Purple light glow glittering. Several old men of Qin family saw that Qin Shuang became so powerful, and also got purple yang divine sword. They all flew over, wanting Qin Shuang to stop. However, Qin Shuang seems to be inaudible, and those who have passed the shackles and smashed the shackles and sneaked into the tomb, and 2 of them were cut off by her arm and severely wounded. You know that I have a blood contract with Shen Shang, but you have to shoot Shen Shang. This is what you were looking for. Now Shen Shang let me kill you. I promised him to fulfill the contract in blood contract. Content, otherwise I will be backlash, so, I can only kill you. Qin Shuang's words are cold and ruthless with a thick murderous aura. The purple yang divine sword in her hand is a fire attribute, but it has just released a terrible cold. At this time, all the earth is full of lavender. Ice. After the thick purple ice on the ground, Qin Shuang shouting loudly, the ice layer suddenly shocked, and only one rude ice thorn emerged from the ice layer, constantly spurting upwards, and suddenly penetrated many people's bodies. Among them, the heavenly ancient imperial family suffered the most, because they were very sloppy, and the strength was not too strong. In the face of the angry attack of Qin Shuang, they had the power to parry and the whole body was penetrated by purple ice. Terrifying, after the purple ice thorns penetrated their bodies, they burst out of a flame, bursting out of the purple violent sun fire, burning all the people into ashes. Lan family and Qin family people have died a lot, just starting. How long has it died, and some of them are still old men of violent world-defying realm. Their strength is stronger than those of young people, but for the strength of Qin Shuang, they can't resist it, and they're dead and wounded. Some of them were killed by Bai Shuilin. Qin Shuang is really terrifying. I am not her opponent at all. Bai Shuilin saw Qin Shuang, who was surrounded by purple qi, and couldn't help but marvel. At this time she was together with Shen Xiang, Shen Zhang's divine mirror of 6 paths. The role of others is simply not close. Once attacked, Shen Xiang only needs to use the mirror of divine mirror of 6 paths to bounce those strong energy back. Xuelin, be careful, these guys seem to be desperate, Shen Xiang said with a curse. The group lost so much. If they left, they would be very unwilling. In addition to Hong Ganyi, this group of miscellaneous fish has a threat to the fundamentals. Bai Xuelin coldly snorted, the divine sword in his hand has already flew out, like the falling sun, with a long flame, wearing a long tail through the body of an old man, blasted open. Bai Xuelin's strength is indeed terrifying. After all, she has the most pure sword blood and she has a very thorough understanding of the violent fire sword technique. Shen Xiang looked at Hong Ganyi. Hong Ganyi was only looking at the distance at this time, angry and anxious, his eyes were full of jealousy, his strength in the jealous Qin Shuang suddenly rose. You know, many people have said that Qin Shuang's strength is similar to that of him. Although he is often a member of the Rockies, who knows that Qin Shuang is slightly weaker than him, but now he does not even dare to go with Qin Shuang's sword. Pick up, you can only squint in the distance. Hong Ganyi is a very proud person, but now he can't arrogate in front of Qin Shuang, because when he and Qin Shuang played against each other, he deeply felt the strength of Qin Shuang's terrifying. The original ice layer on the ground was only lavender, but now it suddenly became dark purple, and it also produced a very strange strength, which seems to make people feel that they are in a field completely controlled by others. Qin Shuang's field, Shen Xiang was shocked. I understand, when I was fighting with her, she seemed to use the same strength as the teleport to attack me, so that I could not catch her moving track. And Shantou Pahang, she moved in this field, just like teleport. Yes, now she has released her husband and herd. Bai Xuelin has stopped the attack, because the group is now running around, they have to leave the purple-covered field. I still want to run in my 9-yang purple ice field. Qin Shuang smiled coldly, only to see her suddenly appear behind a group of people, and the purple yang divine sword in her hand swayed out, playing a purple arc blade, sweeping the group of people, cut the group of people off the waist. Chapter 3265. Qin Shuang. At this time, Slaughter God is attached. The Qin family and the heavenly ancient imperial family are shaking. Just after the Lan family is destroyed, Qin Shuang appears again near the Qin family. Because she and Shen Xiang have a blood contract, Shen Xiang let her go to kill the situation. There is no room for choice. And Qin family has talked with her about Shen Xiang. This thing makes her very angry. Don't blame me. Qin Shuang finished. Shua's swords went out. Several semi-arc purple blades fluttered in the past. The dozens of Qin family's dozens of people were all minced. The meat was broken off the ice. The horse was burned to ash. Shen Xiang and Bai Xuelin didn't have to shoot at this time. And they were safe. Although Hong Ganyi is here, Hong Ganyi can't be able to fight them. The heavenly ancient imperial family can, but they are all busy. Heavenly ancient imperial family is very smart. They all ran away. Hong Ganyi, what are you doing? You are killed by you. An old man of heavenly ancient imperial family. They thought that Hong Ganyi would drag Qin Shuang. Such a Qin Shuang couldn't protect Shen Xiang. He knew that Shen Xiang gave purple yang divine sword to Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang's strength surged. Just a sword. It scared Hong Ganyi. Hong Ganyi was more and more trembling in fear. He was also trying to escape the field of Qin Shuang. This field is too terrifying. Qin Shuang is now at the peak of violent world-defying realm. She owns 4 violent world-defying battle soul. I am not her opponent at all. Hong Ganyi already understands why Qin Shuang suddenly became strong. Hong Ganyi, he is only the violent world-defying realm middle stage. The violent world-defying battle soul has only 2. It is not as good as Qin Shuang. If you continue to fight with Qin Shuang, you will only be killed by Qin Shuang. Shen Xiang and Bai Xuelin were also surprised. Qin Shuang actually had 2 more violent world-defying battle souls. You can't escape. Qin Shuang controls the deep purple ice and shakes. There are countless purple ice swords flying in the field. Only Shen Xiang and Bai Xuelin are in the place purple ice sword flying fan. Other areas are covered by this very terrifying purple ice sword. Shen Xiang saw an old man stabbed in. The body immediately stiffened and condensed into ice. And the purple ice sword that plunged in released the ice-cold force and sealed it. It immediately burst open. Man is smashing. This seems to make Shen Xiang's scalp numb. Xuelin, you first enter Bai residence. Shen Xiang hastily took Bai Xuelin to the gate of Bai residence. You, Bai Shuilin was a little worried. She knew that Shen Shang would stay outside. Because Purple Yang Divine Sword is his. And by then he must talk to Qin Shuang. You don't have to worry about me. Shen Shang shook his divine mirror of 6 paths. Bai Shuilin nodded. Then she entered Bai residence. At this time, the people of the heavenly ancient imperial family were killed almost. Only Hong Ganyi was left. Hong Ganyi can't beat Qin Shuang. But he can't escape Shen Shang fight. He can't escape the field of Qin Shuang. He has 2 violent world-defying battle souls less than Qin Shuang. The strength is huge. He has a chance to win. When he was already in a desperate situation. Qin Shuang, do you really want to kill me? Hong Ganyi angrily said. I saw him holding a formation plate in his hand. It was very tight. I don't know what the formation plate does. But it can be seen. It is Hong Ganyi's desperate thing. No killing. Qin Shuang's voice is cold. The attitude is firm. In the blink of an eye, she has vanished from sight. Happiness is good. Hong Ganyi snarled. I saw the formation plate in his hand suddenly flying out. It appeared in the sky. This formation plate appeared. A space-swaying strength passed. Shen Shang was shocked. He himself had tightly running space power. He wanted to get rid of Devour. But he couldn't move. You, Qin Shuang knows what Hong Ganyi is doing. Coldly snorted. Then hastily meow meow. Hold on to Shen Zhang's shoulder. Shen Shang only feels that she is being absorbed into a very strong space power Devour. Haha, I can't die Hong Ganyi. Wait for me to condense 4 violent world-defying battle soul. Be sure to torture you to death. Hong Ganyi's laughter flickered. Soon, Shen Shang felt that he had left heavenly ancient primal world. He entered a very unstable space inside the passage. We are here to go. Shen Shang hastily asked, are we leaving heavenly ancient primal world? Yes, we are going to go to Myriad Dao. Hong Ganyi has a formation plate in his hand. He opens the passage. Passage on top of Myriad Dao. Because the space power above Myriad Dao is too powerful. Will produce a strong Devour strength. Take us up, Qin Shuang said. Now we are in a space passage. Hong Ganyi is going ahead of us. But after we go to Myriad Dao, I won't meet him. If I don't catch you, we will all be scattered when we get there. Qin Shuang is very calm. Her voice it is very smooth. But I don't want to go to Myriad Dao. How do I get back to heavenly ancient primal world? Shen Shang had planned to advance to the violent world-defying realm late stage or the peak in heavenly ancient primal world. Only then went to Myriad. The plan above Dao. But now he is only a violent world-defying soul. It is just the initial stage of violent world-defying realm. It goes to Myriad Dao. It makes it difficult for him to survive. It's easy to go back. Qin Shuang said. But it's awkward for you. It's a bit difficult. Why? Shen Shang said that he did not understand. You can't look back. We can go back. Because we have 2 violent world-defying battle souls. Qin Shuang said. Our violent world-defying battle soul is different from the ordinary violent world-defying soul. We are a mad war soul equivalent to your 2. So if you want to go back, at least 3 violent world-defying soul will be condensed. Qin Shuang these mad war god are also able to return 2 mad wars to return. Shen Zhang's is only the ordinary violent world-defying soul. With the ordinary violent world-defying soul, he needs to condense 3 times to go back. This can take a lot of time. Okay. Shen Shang sighed. Not long after, he went out from the dark space passage. He saw the sun, and he was constantly falling with Qin Shuang. I can't afford to fly. Pothole. Shen Shang originally wanted to hang up. It can be used at all. Yes, he tried space power again. This is above Myriad Dao. Many rules are not available. Qin Shuang knows that Shen Shang has mastered the time and law of space. But the yeast is happy. These don't work. Then I am not abolished. Shen Shang looked bald. He smashed the oysters. He was weak and could not use his own means of life. You can also use it. Unleash your own world-defying field. In your field, you can use the rules you master. Qin Shuang grabbed Shen Shang. She saw her in the purple chi spurt. This will allow her to hang up and smash. Chapter 3266. Shen Shang now hates Hong Ganyi. He is awkward. He is very difficult to survive here. And he used to provoke an enemy at Purple Yang Temple. In case he met, it's troublesome. Qin Shuang can't fly here either. She can only pull Shen Shang down a little. At the time of the fall, Shen Shang looked at the environment below. It was a big forest. The trees in the forest are very tall. These trees are very weird. Generally, the trunks are mostly cylindrical. But the trunks here are square columns. The leaves are really round green. Also a square wooden strip. Very strange. There is only one sun in the air. But this sun looks like a building. It is also very hot. Violent world-defying power is very rich. Shenshong just felt the benefit. He looked at the mountains in the distance. The mountain peak of the mountain scene released a burst of blue flash. It was also a strange sight. This is really a ghost place. Shenshong has landed on the ground. He saw that the petals of the flowers are all square. Said. This is the case above Myriad Dao. There are more ghosts here. Qin Shuang took a deep breath. Then sit on the ground and rest. Before the Great War, plus she squats with Shenshong. But let her consume a lot. Qin Shuang. Purple Yang Divine Sword is mine. Shenshong saw Qin Shuang clenching Purple Yang Divine Sword. He whispered. Closed eyes Qin Shuang slams the cold and ruthless scorpion. Look at Shenshong. Said solemnly, Purple Yang Divine Sword, I can return it to you. But I can leave it behind in life and death. Good. Purple Yang Divine Sword will be kept for you for a while. Shenshong snorted. What is the relationship between you and Purple Yang Divine Sword? It's like playing a few tanks of chicken blood with a pair of Purple Yang Divine Sword. It has become so powerful. Purple Yang Divine Sword has 2 violent world-defying battle souls in it. Ben Shuang said. The violent world-defying battle soul inside has been merged with me. This is the Purple Yang Divine Sword even for you. Also has the power of the past. Only I can play the power of Purple Yang Divine Sword. Why is the violent world-defying battle soul sealed in Purple Yang Divine Sword? Shenshong is very curious. Hey, you don't have to know too much. Qin Shuang coldly snorted. Close your eyes. Don't look at Shenshong anymore. If it wasn't me, you simply have the chance to touch Purple Yang Divine Sword. Shenshong spit out her tongue. If it weren't for you, I would definitely get the Purple Yang Divine Sword from the Sun God Lord. Qin Shuang said. Purple Yang Divine Sword is awkward. Only I am qualified to get him. You saw it before. I the change after the Purple Yang Divine Sword. This is proof. I'm counting it. Anyway, Purple Yang Divine Sword is against me. I took the Chao Huang Shin Shin. Shenshong waved his hand. Now I am smashing. You have to protect me. Never let me die. Don't worry. You have an invisible lifeline connected to Purple Yang Divine Sword. You are dead. Purple Yang Divine Sword will also be destroyed. This is why Qin Shuang had to catch Shenshong before and with Shenshong. Men la shi now. There is still such a thing. Why don't I know? Shenshong frowned, then asked. Qin Shuang. Do you know Purple Yang Temple? Of course I know. Qin Shuang suddenly opened his eyes. But his eyes were not so cold. And with a trace of memories. That is where I grew up. Shenshong suddenly feels that Qin Shuang's identity is very simple. But why is it Qin family? For the things of Purple Yang Divine Sword, Shenshong didn't want to say more. He got a lot of Crystal Emperor from it. If it was known by Qin Shuang, maybe he would hand it over. Your sword has been added to the Crystal Emperor refining. Qin Shuang suddenly asked. No, Shenshong faint answer. Don't want to lie to me. Answer it truthfully. Your Crystal Emperor. Qin Shuang knew that Shenshong was talking. She was the first person to see Shenshong, who did not blink when he had lied. I am. Shenshong is again and have lied. He saw Qin Shuang's unbelief. He grinned. You want to know my secret? The door is there. You are also mysterious and secret. Why should I tell you about my affairs? Qin Shuang knows Dao Crystal is not a simple thing. Shenshong can get Crystal Emperor. This really makes her curious. Because in her cognition, only the Sun Old Ancestor and a few very old guys can get Crystal Emperor. Ziyang is a son of the Sun Old Ancestor. And I am the granddaughter of Ziyang. Hujai should be lazy. My 2 violent world-defying battle soul was found by my grandfather. He smelt it into this sword. I am the heir. I became a person of Qin family. Now you know. Qin Shuang said this when he was talking about it. His expression was very calm. But this made Shenshong feel like a storm. This Qin Shuang is actually the reincarnation of the granddaughter of the Sun Old Ancestor. He secretly rejoices that he was very witty before and said something in the Purple Yang Temple. Otherwise the Crystal Emperor will definitely be recovered. Really, I don't believe it. Shenshong is actually a letter. It can be seen from Purple Yang Divine Sword and her intimate relationship. Love doesn't believe it. Qin Shuang gave him a blank look. He said, I have told you about my business. It's up to you. Divine Soil Forbidden Land, the old Sun God altar is my resurrect. Shenshong said, the Crystal Emperor is also a half-life refining method. That's it. So, Fire Seed Divine Formation should be the private slaughter to help you arrange. Qin Shuang suspected Shen Zhang's words. She was very surprised. I thought you can unexpectedly refine with myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal Emperor. This is definitely using time power. It will let you finish in a short time. It's almost like this. I have a Crystal Emperor now. Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal is in Divine Soil Forbidden Land. Don't hit my mind. Shen Zhang has 9 Crystal Emperors on hand. And it's still Sun Old Ancestor. The super high quality Crystal Emperor of refining. One piece of his top. Qin Shuang, what do you say? She naturally knows that Shen Zhang is not an ordinary guy. Otherwise she won't let her lose. Shen Zhang leaned on the square trunk. Originally it was a bit sultry. But suddenly blew the emblem dog. It made him feel very comfortable. He couldn't help but admire it. This myriad Dao is really a ghost place. Can't fly, can't use space-time power. It's just a fate. Shen Zhang finished. The cool breeze was suddenly. Little Shuang, let's put some air out. I'm very uncomfortable. Shen Zhang looked to Qin Shuang next to him. He just finished. The cool breeze appeared again. He wondered. This is a ghostly wind. It's really awkward. What the hell is going on? Suddenly, the ground was passed down for Shimo. Shen Zhang was shocked. The fierce jumped off the dam. Yes, the hard-to-handle guy. Qin Shuang slowly stood up. Expression stared in one direction. Clenched purple Yang Divine Sword. Said solemnly, you protect yourself. Chapter 3267. Qin Shuang's look looks at the shallow 5 Muyu, which was seen before Shen Zhang. It can be seen that at this time, the Miao Yang 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 Zhe Zhe. What is it? Shen Zhang took out Divine Mirror of 6 Paths, and even Qin Shuang was afraid of something that he could not deal with. He can't use teleport now and can't fly. He must protect himself. It should be a second-order violent world-defying beast, Qin Shuang said in a low voice. The strength of this guy is equivalent to the peak of violent world-defying realm. Equivalent to the peak of violent world-defying realm, you are now the pinnacle of violent world-defying realm, and you also own the violent world-defying battle soul, said Shen Zhang. You shouldn't be afraid of this guy. I'm just guessing it now. If it's a third-order violent world-defying beast, it's hard to deal with it. Qin Shuang clenched the purple Yang Divine Sword and watched the weak movement. The violent world-defying beast is approaching and roasting the shallow 5 capsules, as if you want to attack. This guy must be a guy who is very good at sneak attack, Shen Zhang secretly said in heart. If he could not sense the faint ground movement, he would definitely not find this violent world-defying beast. Beasts who have at least the strength of violent world-defying realm, actually have a little breath released, think terrifying, so Shen Zhang will think that this is a very favorite beast. Hey, Qin Shuang's face changed, and the body was shocked, releasing a chi wave to shake Shen Zhang to the distance. After Shen Zhang was shocked, he saw a gray fierce tiger flying toward Qin Shuang, past. When flying, the mouth spewed silent lightning and hit the chest of Qin Shuang. The power of lightning was very powerful. When it was played out, the breath made Shen Zhang feel scared. Qin Shuang can't dodge too, because the speed of lightning is very fast, and it is still scattered. If she evades, it will definitely continue to be tracked. Although she couldn't dodge, there was a thick layer of purple ice in front of her chest, like a shield, blocking several flying shots of love. It's a mad god, Qin Shuang shouted. Shen Zhang, you are far from this guy. After the Mad Thunder Tiger attacked Qin Shuang, he immediately rushed to Shen Zhang. The speed was like a gray lightning. From a distance, he quickly hit Shen Zhang, Qin Shuang, and hastily followed. She originally wanted to counterattack, but this madness is too fast, and the move is not in line with common sense. She thought that the Mad Thunder Tiger will continue to attack her. After thinking of the Mad Thunder Tiger, he attacked Shen Zhang with the fastest speed. Shen Zhang has always placed the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths on his chest. The Screaming Thunder Tigers don't know how powerful this thing is. When they rush to Shen Zhang's, they vomit a very violent lightning from their mouths. When the Mad Thunder Tiger attacked Qin Shuang, the lightning was sounding, but now attacking Shen Zhang, but with the rolling thunder. Shen Zhang watched the lightning with the destroying the heavens and exterminating the earth. He felt like he was sentenced to death. In the face of this strength, he could not react at all. He did everything. What's the effect? Boom! The violent lightning attack on the Shen Zhang's Divine Mirror of 6 Paths broke out with loud noises, and countless lightnings flew like fireworks, hitting all around. Among them, a gorgeous lightning flashes like a mirror from the divine mirror of 6 paths, hitting the mad thunder. Roar! The screaming tiger does not know Shen Shang. The divine mirror of 6 paths has this strength, which can actually rebound his attack, and it has been enhanced several times. He was hit by the lightning and hit him in the head, causing him to scream. At this point, Qin Shuang has already passed, waving purple yang divine sword, facing the mad thunder tiger as a fierce battle. Shua suddenly took out more than 10 swords, each sword with her strongest strength. Pai Quang Quang Lei Xian Wah. Shen Shang is breathless with divine mirror of 6 paths, and although the divine mirror of 6 paths has withstood many of the strengths, it broke out. You things, Qin Shuang was scared and lost, and his face was white. Shen Shang was just fermenting, and if she died, she was very uncomfortable, not to mention Shen Shang and Purple Yang. Divine Sword has a special connection, Shen Shang is dead, and Purple Yang Divine Sword will be destroyed. Things, many thanks, Shen Shang happily said with a smile. Look at your frightened appearance, like the sweetheart was almost killed. You are not my sweetheart, hee. Qin Shuang's face sank, and a few words in her heart. She was worried about Shen Zhang's just now, but Shen Shang was teasing her again. This guy is really amazing. Shen Shang looked at the screaming tiger lying on the ground not far away. If he didn't have divine mirror of 6 paths protection, he would definitely be killed. He knows that I am not good at it, so suddenly attacked you. Qin Shuang went to the mad thunder tiger, and was about to kill the stunned guy. He knew that the mad thunder tiger was suddenly turned into a lightning, flying in one direction and disappeared. It actually ran away. Qin Shuang looked at the direction in which the mad thunder tiger disappeared, and was about to catch up, but felt that the conditions were not allowed, because she still had Shen Shang. Running and running, we are fine, Shen Shang thinks about this. Do you know how expensive it is? Qin Shuang coldly snorted. If we can get this mad thunder, it is a fortune. How much can be sold? Shen Shang was very curious. Right, what is the currency above Myriad Dao? Myriad Dao Divine Soil, Qin Shuang said. You may not know, Myriad Dao Divine Soil has been discovered for thousands of years, and it has been found to contain a special kind of energy that allows people to cultivate a very powerful fleshly body, so Myriad Dao Divine Soil has become the main trading currency. Shen Shang frowned. So there is not a lot of Myriad Dao Divine Soil on top of this Myriad Dao, really think of it. Qin Shuang nodded. Yes, generally, the more powerful people will have thousands of pounds of Myriad Dao Divine Soil. Shen Shang snorted and said, I thought Myriad Dao Divine Soil is very rare, I thought someone actually had a few pounds. He had met Robber Clan before, and those Robber Clan people saw a little Myriad Dao Divine Soil. Myriad Dao Divine Soil isn't too rare, it's just being controlled by some powerful guys, Qin Shuang said. The rare thing is Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal. Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal and Myriad Dao Divine Soil Shen Shang have seen many, and there are so many in Divine Soil Forbidden Land that he doesn't know how the Sun Old Ancestor got it. There are a lot of Divine Soil Forbidden Land. I knew that I had a little more in the first place, Shen Shang has a lot now, but he doesn't want Qin Shuang to know. Qin Shuang took Shen Shang to the direction of the maddening tiger and said, the Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal and Myriad Dao Divine Soil in Divine Soil Forbidden Land are best not to be used. Once you use it, it is easy to see that your troubles must be a lot. Why? Shen Shang thinks the Myriad Dao Divine Soil in Divine Soil Forbidden Land is very common. What is special? Why is it recognized? Chapter 3268. Qin Shuang is the granddaughter of Sun Old Ancestor. She knows a lot of things. Shen Shang is more convinced of what she said. Myriad Dao Divine Soil in Divine Soil Forbidden Land is refining my grandfather, and it's easy to identify. Once discovered, the various ethnic groups above Myriad Dao will try to trace the source, Qin Shuang said. They don't allow this Myriad Dao Divine Soil to exist. In their eyes it's an evil Myriad Dao Divine Soil. Shen Shang snorted. They are jealous, they can't refine themselves, they can't see others. Qin Shuang very much agrees with Shen Zhang's words and nodded. It is true, they are hostile to my grandfather. Right, I heard that there are not many people on this Myriad Dao, is it true? This is Feng Ka telling Shen Shang. If you say that you are dying from divine wilderness, you are really pitiful. On top of Myriad Dao, it is a world dominated by various ethnic groups. The most powerful thing here is Sun God Clan, Qin Shuang said. Myriad Dao, it is a very vast world. The average human beings are very few compared to the big ethnic groups here. They seem to have their own territory. They are very united in order not to be bullied. They have enough strength to dare to run around, so they can only be confined to a very small area, and they cannot see the vast world above myriad Tao. Qin Shuang saw the blue blood on the ground and said, "This is the blood of the Mad Thunder Tiger. If humans encounter Mad Thunder, they usually can't beat." Shen Shang had heard of human beings here before. He knew Wang Dao, and Wang Dao should be relatively strong here. What is the strongest ethnic group now? Shen Shang asked. Qin Shuang had been on this myriad Dao before, and she still knows things about it. Soul River God Clan. Qin Shuang looked at the sky. You should know World-Defying Soul River. World-Defying Soul River gave birth to Can, who are now the most powerful on myriad Dao. World-Defying Soul River is able to breathe the birth spirit. Shen Shang is naturally aware of the power of World-Defying Soul River. Violent World-Defying Soul can make people have a strong strength, and Shen Zhang's previously integrated Violent World-Defying Soul is a sword, only however, he has used it. He has never been able to control this Violent World-Defying Soul until now, so he has been tempted to condense the second Violent World-Defying Soul. Yes, this group of guys is very strong. You must be careful when you meet them, Qin Shuang said. The Mad Thunder Tiger has been seriously injured. Although it can run at a fast speed, but it has left a lot of blood. Qin Shuang rarely encounters this level of violent world-defying beast, and it is seriously injured. She certainly will not let go. Out of the strange forest, there is a large mountain seen in front, and the scent of the thunder and the tiger is also more and more sinuous. This guy can really run, Shen Shang exclaimed, but they chased it all the way. Qin Shuang stared at a mountain and said, "You are waiting for me here, and you should pay attention to the movement of all around. The Mad Thunder Tiger should be in the mountain." Well, Shen Shang took out the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and made the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths bigger. He sat inside. Divine Mirror of 6 Paths released the envy, Zhao Shui Yi Rui 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 Rui. Qin Shuang took a look at Shen Zhang's Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. She also knows what Shen Zhang's Divine Mirror of 6 Paths is doing, unexpectedly how powerful. She suspects the use of Crystal Emperor. She is only suddenly curious, and have asked more, just head to the mountain in front. Sitting in the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths, Shen Shang looked at Lan Tian and said to Feng Ka, "Little Ka, really thinks, I unexpectedly seduce the music." "Yeah, you have a lot of enemies here," Feng Ka said with a smile. "Robber clan, those guys hate you, seeing you take so many Crystal Emperors. But I also have friends here, Li Ba, Wang Gui and Ma Jinhong," Shen Shang said with a smile. "I don't know if I can find them with Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. At Divine Wilderness or Heavenly Ancient Primal World, he can use Divine Mirror of 6 Paths to find someone he is familiar with. Now he tries to find Qin Shuang, who is closest to him, but fails. The fermentation is very narrow, it doesn't work at all." Shen Shang was very disappointed. "Shen Shang, run fast," Qin Shuang's shouting was transmitted from a distance. Shen Shang only saw 2 people in the direction chasing Qin Shuang, but Qin Shuang went to another direction, and went to him. Here, this is to not lead the enemy. Qin Shuang is looking for the injured Mad Thunder Tiger, but he has met 2 people, or 2 very powerful guys, otherwise Qin Shuang can't even play without playing, and ran straight. The 2 people seem to be very strong. Shen Shang looked at the mountain that Qin Shuang had just rushed to, and then used the anti-strength to hide, quietly approaching the past. Qin Shuang has already gone far, but Shen Shang feels that he has to catch up and not ask. He found a cave after he approached the mountain. This cave is very luxuriously decorated. After he entered, he found the Mad Thunder Tiger lying on the ground. This guy must be a very powerful pet. Shen Shang saw a collar on the neck of the screaming tiger, coldly snorted and said, "The dangerous thing, actually let him run around, almost just kill me." The Mad Thunder Tiger's injury is very serious. At this time, it has already passed out. Shen Shang took 9 Firmament's divine sword and stabbed it to the head of the Mad Thunder Tiger. He killed it and then left with the body. After Shen Shang ran out of the cave, hastily followed the faint breath left by Qin Shuang's escape. In this place, he couldn't have Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang, this woman is cold, but good and bad to him. It's good, and it looks good. Shen Shang feels that it is a very pleasant thing to be with her. A few days later, Shen Shang finally sensed the breath of Qin Shuang, and he has already passed through the big mountain scene. Miao Huan Tuo Pa 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 Jiao. In the mountain, Shen Shang saw a mountain in the middle of a river, and the faint breath of Qin Shuang came out from there. Looking at the calm river, Shen Shang was awkward. He didn't dare to go into the water. Although the river was very clear and could see the bottom of the river, he was very promoted to the things above this myriad Tao. I can't fly here, but the divine mirror of 6 paths can float to the surface of the water and carry him to the hill in the river. Shen Shang screamed at the brigade and saw a cave. After he entered, he shouted lightly, "Little Shuang, how are you doing?" Shen Shang, Qin Shuang was very surprised. Shen Shang actually found it here. "You are so embarrassed." "I miss you, I will be embarrassed," said Shen Shang happily said with a smile. He had already paid for the bananas and only saw Qin Shuang's hair was messy and his face was full of exhaustion. "You are hurt?" Shen Shang asked with great concern. Qin Shuang shook her head. Her face was not good at this time, but it can be seen that she should go through a very intense battle. Chapter 3269, Shen Shang took out a glowing stone to make it brighter. Shen Shang took out a glowing stone to make it brighter. "What the hell are you doing?" Shen Shang looked at Qin Shuang, who was grooming the beautiful hair. He was very curious. "The 2 guys who chase you. They were beaten by me. These 2 guys are very powerful," Qin Shuang recalls, wrinkling his eyebrows. "Fortunately, I have Purple Yang Divine Sword, otherwise I will die." "Purple Yang Divine Sword?" Shen Shang asked. He can keep track of it here, and because he has a special connection with Purple Yang Divine Sword, so he can sense the direction of Qin Shuang. Here, Qin Shuang called Purple Yang Divine Sword out of her hands and appeared in her hands. "I am careless, I expected the guy with Soul River God clan to be there. Sorry, I left you. In that case, I can't go to you, otherwise I will only lead the 2 guys to you, which is not good for you." Shen Shang said with a smile. "This can be understood, things." He was very surprised that the 2 guys Qin Shuang met were actually Soul River God clan, which is the most powerful group on top of Myriad Tao. "Why are the people of Soul River God clan here? Their strength is really strong." Shen Shang saw Qin Shuang's appearance at this time. "The Mad Thunder Tiger is Soul River God clan, a young master brother's beast pet. The 2 are the servants of the young master brother. They are responsible for taking the Wild Thunder Tiger to walk in this place, and also let the Mad Thunder Tigers hunt themselves. Kill some people." Qin Shuang expression. "Some powerful people like to do this kind of thing." "I was almost eaten," Shen Shang angrily said. "This group of bastards really don't put people in the eyes." "This is of course, they are all like this," Qin Shuang coldly snorted and said. Shen Shang initial laughed. "The big tiger has been killed by me." Said, he took out the body of the Mad Thunder Tiger. After Qin Shuang saw it, her eyes were full of surprises. She thought that Shen Zhang's courage was so big, and she was so good. She saw that she was being chased, and she was still not afraid to go to the cave to make this mad god get rid of. Shen Zhang's doing things is always beyond her expectations. She has to admit that Shen Shang is definitely a strange person. "You dare to do it," Qin Shuang hurriedly said. "Get away, wait until you go to the city and sell it again." Shen Shang, "Hey," happily said with a smile, "this guy almost ate me. How can I let him go? For little Shuang, you seem to be very poor. Your strength is not weak. It shouldn't be so poor. I used to be here because of the power of Qin family, so I have no food and resources, but other resources are not lacking, but now I have betrayed Qin family, and I can only rely on myself," Qin Shuang said, "not to mention my real powerful or after getting the Purple Yang Divine Sword, otherwise, based on my previous strength, if I met the 2 servants, I would have died." Shen Shang is very clear at this time. The people above Myriad Tao are really terrifying. It is no wonder that Myriad Tao Dan God will die here, and Wang Gui can't do anything. "When I have a good rest, I will take you to the city and it will be safer inside," said Qin Shuang, who is going to be a long period of time with Shen Shang, because Shen Shang is still weak now. Can't fully protect herself, she can only wait until Shen Shang becomes strong. She can rest assured that Shen Shang will survive on Myriad Tao alone. After Qin Shuang rested, she took Shen Shang through the river and went to the city she said. 5 days later, Shen Shang saw a huge city, but in the distance, he felt the grandeur of the city and divine power, which shrouded the city barrier, which had a strong sense of oppression and was daunting. Into the city, each person needs 1 or 2 myriad Tao divine soil, Qin Shuang said. Your myriad Tao divine soil should never be used. Here, someone can use Maichemdi's secret method to put myriad Tao divine soil. There is a lot of refining. This kind of behavior is forbidden. Once discovered, this alchemist will be caught. This alchemist will also be called a evil master. The group of people who specified this rule thought that such an alchemist would destroy the rules of balance, so they were treated like this. Shen Shang is very disapproving, coldly snorted and said, maybe the group of people have a large number of such alchemists under their hands, refining a large number of myriad Tao divine soil for them, but they are not allowed to do so, so they can be more and more angle. You know it, before you have absolute strength, don't do it. My grandfather is strong enough, but not because he offends this group of guys, and then inexplicably disappears, Qin Shuang said. The divine soil Forbidden Land is now well protected by God Altar Spirit. If the myriad Tao divine soil crystal and myriad Tao divine soil are on the scene, the consequences are unimaginable. Qin Shuang took Shen Zhang's smashing fat and took out 2 myriad Tao divine soils. Those people would use one thing to detect whether these myriad Tao divine soils are natural. They only receive the natural myriad Tao divine soil. Safe city, can you really be safe? After Shen Shang entered the city, he looked at the people there, and his strength was average. Most of them didn't go to Violent World Defying Realm, even with Violent World Defying Realm, but he doesn't think it is very strong, at least not as good as him. Temporarily safe, that's alright. Qin Shuang entered the roast, brought a fight, and also a simple change appearance. This is to prevent the 2 servants recognize her. Shen Shang walked down the street, suddenly seen a picture on the wall. He hastily walked over and saw the portrait. He gave Qin Shuang sound transmission, said with a smile, this portrait makes you ugly. The Mad Thunder Tiger is killed, and the young master of Soul River God clan will be furious, using all the strength to find the person who killed his beast pet, and then reward it in major cities. 10 pounds myriad Tao divine soil, really, I really want to turn you over, Shen Shang sound transmission. Look at the cell phone, enough for us to use for a long time. Shen Shang shook his head and felt that it was too slow to earn wealth by selling only violent world-defying beast, and it had to be hidden. How many myriad Tao divine soil are there? Shen Shang asked. What are you doing? Qin Shuang knows that Shen Shang has a lot of ideas. I want to sell alchemy, said Shen Shang, who didn't know the price of the pills in this place. Dispel the thoughts, certified by Medicine Pill Temple, you are a sinister, and if you want to get certified, you must get the Medicine Pill Temple for 1,000 years, Qin Shuang snorted, go, I will find another way to sell the Mad Thunder. Chapter 3271. Shen Shang didn't know the price of the pillar above myriad Tao. Now he heard Qin Shuang saying that he needed the Medicine Pill Temple certification. He almost understood what was going on. Alchemist is a very important place no matter where it is, and all the forces need to put these alchemists in their hands. Never let alchemist stand on its own, otherwise it will cause great losses to them. Where is Medicine Pill Temple? Shen Shang asked. This city belongs to small and medium-sized cities. Here is Medicine Pill Temple. If you want to get certified, you have to go to Medicine Pill Temple. Qin Shuang knows that Shen Shang is a very good alchemist, she knew before. After Shen Zhang's at Heavenly Dan Villa. However, because Shen Zhang's cultivation base is still very low, she thinks that Shen Shang is definitely not good at alchemist in alchemy. Little Shuang, how is the status of alchemist above myriad Tao? Shen Shang said before, the great alchemist here can refine pill spirit, they can quickly make fast as long as they refine those pill spirit. Growing a large amount of divine pill. If it is the violent world defying pill that can refine the high rank, then the status is definitely high. There are not many alchemists. In short, they have a very good relationship with the most powerful group in the world. Shen Shang is wandering around the city and doesn't know what she is going to do. Shen Shang can only follow her behind. He is very itchy, wants to refine some Dan, to myriad Tao, there must be a lot of new Dan to make him refine. He is also only able to refine the intermediary of violent world defying pill, violent transformation divine pill, because he gets a pill spirit, so this Dan does not need refining in the future. Pill spirit can condense some time every day, for a long time, he has accumulated a lot. Little Shuang, I have some Dan on hand, you know how to sell it. Shen Shang already knows what a medicine pill temple is here, indicating that buying and selling pills here will definitely be interfered by this medicine pill temple. However, above myriad Tao is a very huge world. Medicine Pill Temple wants to manage it well, there will always be loopholes. You have what Dan wants to sell, Qin Shuang thought, and it would be much easier to sell Dan privately than to sell the Mad Thunder Tiger, and it would be easy to leave clues when she sold the Screaming Tiger. Violent Transformation Divine Pill, have you heard of this kind of Dan? Violent Transformation Divine Pill can help people in violent world-defying soul. Shen Shang tried it before. The effect is very clear. Qin Shuang has of course heard of this kind of Dan. She has also eaten it. What quality is it? Qin Shuang asked again. Shen Shang took her to the place where there were few people, and took out one. There were more than 10 grains, and the quality was good. Very good violent transformation divine pill, Qin Shuang nodded. It should be worth 2 for myriad Dao divine soil. So convenient, Shen Shang suddenly disappointed. You and these violent transformation divine pills should be your winner of the oyster beetle nut, Qin Shuang whispered. You have to know that there are many old alchemists with pill spirit, so this violent transformation divine pill is not too scarce, very common here. With the pill spirit's human-shaped pill furnace, it's like mastering a hen that can only lay eggs. It doesn't need any herbs at all. It allows pill spirit to condense some violent transformation divine pill every day. Spirit, the number of Dan can be imagined. Well, 5 or 2, here can sell 52, and we can use a period of time, Shen Shang said. Enough, Qin Shuang is now in his hands with more than 30 myriad Dao divine soil. If she wants to get so much, it is not easy. Later, Qin Shuang took Shen Shang to reveal the oysters. She seemed to be very familiar with the place, and she did not know what method she used. She soon found a person who bought the black pill. Those violent transformation divine pill are sold. The so-called black pill, that is, alchemist, which has been certified by the medicine pill temple, is not sold in the open and above board, and can only be sold on the black market at a low price. After Qin Shuang got myriad Dao divine soil, he also took out a thing to check if it was natural. After selling those dans, Qin Shuang hastily left with Shen Shang. If you get it on the market, you can sell at least 15 and 2, and then pay the taxes and fees of medicine pill temple for 5 or 2, and there are also 12 or 2, Qin Shuang and Shen Shang smashed the stag. Medicine pill temple is really dark, Shen Shang whispered. Isn't it, but the medicine pill temple is controlled by multiple forces, and the exploitation of myriad Dao divine soil is divided by them, Qin Shuang said helplessly. People with strong strength will be trusted by those big forces, and they strip the weaker together, and if there is an expert resistance, it will definitely disappear inexplicably. Shen Shang is also eccentric about this kind of thing. He has been the same as the weak are prey to the strong. There are so many natural myriad Dao divine soils here. Shen Shang looked at the naturally formed myriad Dao divine soil, looking for the difference between this natural myriad Dao divine soil and the artificially refined myriad Dao divine soil. After a period of time, the sky's world-defying soul river will fall, like a meteor, spilling over myriad Dao, so myriad Dao divine soil will always flow, Qin Shuang said. Plus, now I've found that I can use myriad Dao divine soil, so myriad Dao divine soil is very expensive. The naturally formed myriad Dao divine soil is pale gold, and what is different from the artificial refining, Shen Shang carefully examined and finally found the difference. The most characteristic feature of the artificially refined myriad Dao divine soil is the internal violent sun fire. Shen Shang, when I was practicing violent sun fire, I also made myriad Dao divine soil artificially. After a period of time, these myriad Dao divine soils produced a very weak violent sun fire. The same is true for the myriad Dao divine soil in the divine soil forbidden land, which is refining the sun old ancestor and has distinct features. The naturally formed myriad Dao divine soil has a violent sun fire, but it has another kind of energy and a kind of flame, but Shen Shang doesn't know what the characteristic flame is. Do you find anything? Qin Shuang asked, and she seems to know the question of the artificially refined myriad Dao divine soil. Of course, Shen Shang nodded and told him to find Qin Shuang. Yes, they are based on the special flame of the natural myriad Dao divine soil, and the violent sun fire of the artificial myriad Dao divine soil, which are two characteristics, said Qin Shuang. Although these myriad Dao divine soil are enamel-plated with Yang Sizu 6 and Lai, but those big forces are not allowed to circulate. Chapter 3272. Shen Shang stood by and waited for the end of the inspection. He suddenly saw a big motorhome passing by. The car was very expensive, like gold casting. What shocked him was that the 4 wheels of the RV actually used myriad Dao divine soil crystal is refining, and the myriad Dao divine soil is used in other parts of the RV. It is a very precious divine tool at first glance. The guy who killed the screaming tiger is inside, must find the bastard, and then show the public is late, said the person inside the car, coldly, a man. If you don't find the person, you will always seal the city, and then the person inside the RV added another sentence. The RV left the city, but left a lot of experts here. After checking for a few days, everyone was checked, and everyone started complaining because they were trapped here, just because a young master's violent world-defying beast was killed. Although everyone can continue to be active in the city, they can't leave the city. Shen Shang is finally, what is the danger, just can't go out. What should I do now, said Shen Shang. Qin Shuang has already been out of Hidden Jade Villa. She learned about the RV from Shen Shang and frowned. I think it would be this level of guys. Is it a cow, said Shen Shang. The car is very powerful, made with myriad Dao divine soil crystal. This person is very powerful. The car with the top of the Soul River God clan is the patriarch family, Qin Shuang said. We have to find a way to get out of here and continue to stay here, sooner or later will be discovered. Shen Shang lets Feng Ke out of Hidden Jade Villa. Qin Shuang saw Shen Shang suddenly releasing such a cute little girl and felt curious, is this your pill spirit? Of course not, but she is similar to pill spirit. Shen Shang put his hand on Feng Ke's small head, happily said with a smile. Feng Ke spit out his tongue and then removed his hand and said, the large formation that envelopes the city is not good. Qin Shuang heard Feng Ke's words, surprisedly said, do you want her to break the large formation here? Son old ancestor, but refiner alchemy is very good at all. Qin Shuang is his granddaughter, although the opposite aspect is not in line, but it is also relatively well understood, such as formation, she is very clear that this large formation is extremely difficult solve. I asked Feng Ke said with confidence, although it is a bit difficult. Shen Shang said, you have to hurry. If we are caught, it will be a big problem. Feng Ke happily said with a smile, I do things, you can rest assured, just when the time will completely destroy the large formation of the city, it will cause a lot of movement. Well, we just ran out that's alright when we broke the large formation. Shen Shang looked at the wall, and they first had to mix it on the wall, which was against Shen Shang. Late at night, Shen Shang, 3 of them are under the wall, it is very quiet, only the wall is there. Feng Ke asked Shen Shang to take out the divine mirror of 6 paths and then whispered, the large formation of the moat needs to add energy source every a period of time, and it is the weakest when it comes to the energy source. I can easily break the large formation. Shen Shang, you will take us to the wall first. Shen Shang used anti-strength to make Feng Ke and Qin Shuang stealth, and then took them quietly to climb the wall, although there were guards, but it was quickly solved by Qin Shuang. As long as the large formation is broken, they can jump off the wall and escape from the city. Late at night, Feng Ke gave Shen Shang and Qin Shuang sound transmission. You have to prepare. Yes, I am ready to start. Okay, Qin Shuang responded. Feng Ke started immediately. Just how long? Qin Shuang and Shen Shang realized that the large formation suddenly shrouded in the city disappeared and produced a very strong energy fluctuation. Then, in all directions of the city, I immediately remembered a huge number of bells and noisy sounds, because the large formation was broken. This is the major event. Shen Shang put Feng Ke in Hidden Jade Villa and continued to use the anti-strength to hide him and Qin Shuang, then jump off the wall and smash the sorcerer. Go, they are chasing. Qin Shuang dragged Shen Shang and ran wildly. When rushing, Shen Shang looked back and saw the light. He hastily gave Qin Shuang sound transmission. It's the big car, his mother, how fast can this thing be? The speed of the RV is very fast. In this very difficult world of flight, this speed is very terrifying and does not require the consumption of strength. We will definitely be caught up. Shen Shang saw the RV approaching. He was very nervous, and Qin Shuang had already exhausted all his strength. Qin Shuang is more nervous than Shen Shang at this time, because she knows how strong the guys in the RV are. If they are caught up, they will be unimaginable. Yes, Shen Shang held the divine mirror of 6 paths in his hand. He made the divine mirror of 6 paths bigger, like a wheel, and then said to Qin Shuang, we entered the divine mirror of 6 paths. Quote. Qin Shuang immediately lit up and agreed, and Shen Shang took her and entered the divine mirror of 6 paths. Divine mirror of 6 paths has a lot of space, and there are still a lot of these spaces. Some are Shen Shang seals or beasts, others are he stores some things. And now the space he is in is a room. In all directions of this room, can let him see the situation outside. Divine mirror of 6 paths has become a wheel, rolling rapidly on the ground, controlled by Shen Shang, spinning at a very fast speed, gradually drifting away from the car chasing after it. Haha, the car is too big, the speed is certain. I am fast, Shen Shang said as he took out something, all round and round. What is this? Qin Shuang asked. This is called the explosion, Dan, hee. Shen Xiang lost a few and went out, counting the timing and letting the explosions burst. Qin Shuang was in the room. Through a wall, I could see the gorgeous car that was chased after. After seeing the explosion, the RV was shocked and almost turned over. She couldn't help but laugh. Soon, the distance between them and the RV was more and more, and they were a lot easier. Qin Shuang suddenly thinks that Shen Xiang, even if she has her, will certainly be able to mix well with all these means. I think that divine mirror of 6 paths can still be used like this. Shen Xiang couldn't think of this if he didn't see the rolling wheels behind the RV. Divine mirror of 6 paths used 6 crystal emperors to make him feel very good. Value. I think we have now completely angered a young master brother of Soul River God clan, Qin Shuang said, but she is not too worried but feels a little excited. If I have enough strength, I just killed that guy, Shen Xiang snorted, and he was not afraid of young master. Chapter 3273. In the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths, Shen Xiang feels very safe. The Divine Mirror of 6 Paths is very fast. Even the young master brother of Soul River God clan can't catch up with him. There is also Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. Very strong, it is difficult to destroy from the outside. Divine Mirror of 6 Paths is rolling around at this time. Follow the instructions of Qin Shuang and head to a big city called Heavenly Flame City. There are more alchemist and refining masters in it. Shen Xiang wants to see Violent World-Defying Pill and World-Defying Divine Tool, so Qin Shuang takes him to the city. It's not easy to go to the World-Defying Soul River even if you eat Violent Transformation Divine Pill. Shen Xiang ate a Violent Transformation Divine Pill. I don't know why, his consciousness can only be reduced. If you want to go up, you won't be able to do it. The stronger the cultivation base is, the harder it is to go to the higher level World-Defying Soul River, Qin Shuang said. Everyone just knows that World-Defying Soul River has 3 floors. In fact, World-Defying Soul River there is a 4th layer, but it's very difficult to get up. Shen Xiang had previously learned that someone condensed to the violent World-Defying Soul of the 4th layer World-Defying Soul River. Have you been there? Shen Xiang asked, and he felt that it would take a lot of time if he wanted to condense the 2nd violent World-Defying Soul. First he had to use a period of time to go to the 3rd layer World-Defying Soul River. It takes more time to pick up the violent World-Defying Soul above. Of course I have been there. One of my violent World-Defying battle souls was got a 4th layer, otherwise I am not a genius war god, Qin Shuang said. Of course, it is very difficult for me to go to the 4th layer. It would be easy for the Soul River God clan guys to go to the 5th layer World-Defying Soul River in Legend, which has the Legend Violent Soul, which is very powerful. Shen Xiang surprisedly said, the soul of Soul River God clan is really terrifying, they can easily go to the 4th layer. Qin Shuang nodded. Yes, so their strength is the strongest here. Although we offended them, they don't know that we are real identity, otherwise we will be in trouble. Until now, Qin Shuang is still worried, because once they are identified by Soul River God clan, they will face the world-defying Soul Rivers wanted and chased, which is what scares her the most. On top of this myriad Dao, someone dares to offend Soul River God clan. Soul River God clan can stand on the first strong group above myriad Dao, not only because they can go to the 4th layer world-defying Soul River, but also they master a powerful innate talent. The most powerful place in Soul River God clan is that they can grab the powerful violent world-defying soul from the world-defying Soul River, said Qin Shuang expression. Can grab the violent world-defying soul directly from world-defying Soul River. If they catch the violent world-defying soul, or use Fa H Song, this will definitely be very attractive and can make many experts selling for them. Soul River God clan's guys don't lack myriad Dao divine soil, they just lack a variety of alchemist and refining master. Of course, Soul River God clan is also very competitive inside, and often infighting. This kind of thing as big ethnic groups are not uncommon. Shen Xiang nodded. When you look at the village, you have to be careful. You must not let them discover our true identity. Otherwise, it will be difficult to move. Shen Xiang has now experienced the difficulty of condensing violent world-defying soul. Even if he eats Violent Transformation Divine Pill, he feels that even if he eats the low-grade Violent Transformation Divine Pill, he can only let him go to the 2nd layer World-Defying Soul River, and his goal at this time is to go to the 4th layer World-Defying Soul River. Ever since he knew that there was a 4th layer World-Defying Soul River, he never looked at the 3rd layer anymore. His goal was higher. You just can't do it by eating Violent Transformation Divine Pill now, Qin Shuang saw Shen Shang ate a few violent transformation divine pill, seeing that Shen Shang is now eager to condense violent world-defying soul. What to do? Shen Shang frowned. The higher your current cultivation base, the more restrictions you have on going to the world-defying soul river, and if you want to break through the kind of help, you need to improve all aspects under your cultivation base to break through. Easy access to the higher level world-defying soul river. After Shen Shang entered the violent world-defying realm, it was indeed how he cultivated. At that time, he thought that he would be able to relax your violent world-defying soul by eating violent transformation divine pill, although it is now possible, but it is condensed. Tiao Ling 2, Huang Wai Mai. You must pay attention to your own cultivation, strong fleshly body and spirit, because only then, when your spirit goes to the world-defying soul river, you can catch the powerful violent world-defying soul, otherwise you will encounter it. When the powerful violent world-defying soul wants to catch, he finds that he is not strong enough. Just wait for regret. Qin Shuang is very serious about Shen Shang. I know, Shen Shang nodded quickly. You'll be fine, get the violent world-defying battle soul directly from Purple Yang Divine Sword. That's awkward, Qin Shuang coldly snorted. When you condense violent world-defying soul, don't be anxious, be sure to hold your breath and meet your own satisfaction with violent world-defying soul. Otherwise, if you want to give up the integration in the future, it will cost a lot of money. The early condensing of violent world-defying soul has a great impact on future development, so you must keep in mind. These things have been told by Shen Shang, if Qin Shuang told him that he still didn't know. Thank you little Shuang, Shen Shang said with a smile. If it's not your reminder, I might be confused. You remember my words, that's all right. Qin Shuang couldn't think of, the guy like Shen Shang didn't know practice, she thought that Shen Shang had a practice on the sulphone gap. Shen Shang took out some myriad Dao divine soil, which was smashed from divine soil forbidden land. He only took 10,000 kilograms at the time. Now he can't go back in a short time. He regrets taking it less. How to use myriad Dao divine soil to cultivate? Shen Shang asked. People above myriad Dao have found that using myriad Dao divine soil to enhance the fleshly body, but Shen Shang doesn't know. Generally, you first need to go to the store to buy the formation plate. The formation plate can release a strong flame and then melt the myriad Dao divine soil, by which flame, Qin Shuang said. You can refine the crystal. Emperor, then you know how to melt myriad Dao divine soil. Of course I understand, this is a slap in the face of Shen Shang. If you melt myriad Dao divine soil into a liquid, then eat it directly, and then refining it to let the myriad Dao divine soil flow in the body flow, Qin Shuang said. Myriad Dao divine soil is flowing in the body after melting. Will constantly enhance the fleshly body. Shen Shang frowned, said, why not to refine myriad Dao divine soil into Dan? The effect should be very good. Myriad Dao divine soil Dan, this is really a good idea. Chapter 3274. Qin Shuang shook his head and said, a lot of alchemists thought it was possible before, but they finally improved myriad Dao divine soil into Dan. After discovering that myriad Dao divine soil enters the body, it will immediately spray a lot of energy. If it can't bear it, if you die, you will die. Shen Shang thought about it and nodded. It is true, but if it is my refining, it will not be like them. It is just that they are not enough, and they don't know how to work. The traditional method is to use a lot of myriad Dao divine soil, then compress and refine those myriad Dao divine soil, improve the quality of myriad Dao divine soil, and finally condense into Dan. At this time, the energy inside this myriad Dao divine soil Dan, it will be very terrifying. Once it enters the human body, if it is not handled well, it can even make people's body explode. Then you plan to do this, Qin Shuang said. If you want to refine into Dan, you will need a lot of myriad Dao divine soil first. If you refined into Dan, the quality will definitely improve. Myriad Dao divine soil improves the quality. It means more energy, and the energy of myriad Dao divine soil is very violent. Myriad Dao divine soil's energy is violent, but it is possible to suppress the violent energy by adding other things, and even transform the violent energy into something that enhances the soul of the fleshly body, tempering spiritual God. Shen Shanghe happily said with a smile, he has these herbs, although not very high rank of herbs, but after refining, it can achieve the effect he wants. The idea was also proposed by alchemist, but there is alchemist to do it, otherwise it will be sold, Qin Shuang said. The cultivation of myriad Dao divine soil is now very popular, but myriad Dao divine soil extremely violent, so you need to suffer some pain and risk when practicing. Shen Shang took out two kinds of herbs, one is fruit and the other is purple grass. The fruit in black is called divine fruit, the purple grass is called soft grass, Shen Shang said with a smile. You must have heard of these two herbs. Qin Shuang shook his head. Hebras, how many? I heard that it is normal, just join these two herbs, that's all right. According to my understanding of myriad Tao divine soil, I think it should be almost the same, said Shen Shang said with a smile. These two kinds of herbs are both heavenly ancient primal world. Shen Shang took out the meow saw 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 he her rank can continue to improve, almost equivalent to violent world-defying medicine. And this herbs is on myriad Tao and heavenly ancient primal world. It is very rare, if any, because the herbs are inherently difficult to grow and are naturally born. Shen Shang took out Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove and took out a pound of myriad Tao divine soil. Do you want to refine with so many myriad Tao divine soil? Qin Shuang was a little surprised. As far as I know, other alchemists are only using half a caddy, or 3, when refining myriad Tao divine soil Dan. 2, and the usual use of myriad Tao divine soil cultivation is 1 or 2 or 2. Only those of us who are violent world-defying realm late stage or peaks use the 4 or 5 practice. After all, in alchemy, the quality of the half-pound myriad Tao divine soil can be raised to a kilogram or even 2 kilograms, but even so, no one can stand it. And Shen Shang started a pound, and in the eyes of Qin Shuang, this is simply chaos. When I am making out the elliptical lazy, Shen Shang said with a smile, this kind of Dan was created by me. If I can sell it, I will definitely develop. Qin Shuang saw that Shen Shang was so confident, and she was also skeptical. She knew that Shen Shang had a real ability, otherwise she could not refine the Crystal Emperor. She also had a period of time on myriad Tao, and she was still Sun Old Ancestor's granddaughter, very familiar with the Crystal Emperor. Many of the big forces on myriad Tao have been researching Crystal Emperors, but how many and only a few ethnic groups have succeeded, but they need to consume a lot of myriad Tao divine soil crystal. And those myriad Tao divine soil crystal itself are refining through myriad Tao divine soil, so they want to get a little Crystal Emperor very difficult. But Shen Shang can get 9 or even more. Qin Shuang knows that the ancient sun god altar was restored by Shen Shang, which itself requires 9 Crystal Emperors, and Shen Shang himself used several pieces of refiner. And this is all done by myself. Although he has a lot of myriad Tao divine soil crystal as the foundation, it is quite good, much better than the old alchemist refining master in the ethnic groups above myriad Tao. Therefore, with Shen Shang able to refine the Crystal Emperor, Qin Shuang would not dare to underestimate the level of his alchemy. If you can succeed, this kind of Dan is also very useful to me. I can only practice it at most with myriad Tao divine soil, and I have to endure great pain, Qin Shuang said. Definitely successful, Shen Shang has already started. He used the violent sun fire to quickly smelt the myriad Tao divine soil in the pill furnace, and the herbs are also refining very fast. The conflict between the chemical crystals of herbs and the crystals formed by myriad Tao divine soil, if any, will be quickly taken down by the crystals, because those crystals are specifically designed to suppress the violent energy of myriad Tao divine soil. Myriad Tao divine soil contains a certain amount of violent sun fire, even if it is crystal, there are a small amount inside. Myriad Tao divine soil has become so violent after entering the human body, most of which is caused by the internal flames, and the energy of the divine fruit can suppress this violent character. Adding soft grass, you can make those violent energies soften the flames, and then soften them into energy. These herbs are Shen Zhang's many years of Zan, and his hidden jade villa is planted with a variety of bizarre herbs. Although many of them are not used for a while, he is an alchemist and likes to collect these herbs. He thinks it might be used later. And now it is used. After all, it is refining so many myriad Tao divine soil. There are 2 kinds of violent world-defying drug-level herbs, and Shen Shang has been tossing for a long time. At this point, the divine mirror of 6 paths is very stable and safe, allowing him to feel very comfortable with alchemy without delaying his way. After 8 hours, Shen Shang opened the pill furnace, his face full of smiles. Everything is going very well, try my myriad Tao divine soil Dan. Qin Shuang looked at Shen Shang and took a pale gold pill pellet from the pill furnace, frowned and took it. I won't ask, Qin Shuang said, I don't want to fix me. Qin Shuang knows that Shen Shang is a very naughty guy. Do you worry that I put aphrodisiacs in it? Said Shen Shang said with an evil smile. Chapter 3275. Qin Shuang stunned Shen Shang and saw Shen Zhang smile at the moment. She couldn't help but worry. Cheat you, hurry, only you can know the difference between using this and using myriad Dao divine soil. Shen Shang said, reassured, I promise there are other things. Qin Shuang glanced at the myriad Dao divine soil Dan and then squinted at the effect of this Dan. After eating it, at first she only felt that the abdomen was warm and comfortable, and then a warm current that made her familiar burst out. When it broke out, she was shocked and shouted because she was worried. It's the violent energy of myriad Dao divine soil that is erupting. But then I went down to 12. I was judged by Nanzun, and I was pleasantly surprised, because after the outbreak, the energy in myriad Dao divine soil surged all over the body, and the warm energy flowed through the limbs. Make her feel very comfortable. That's the unique energy in myriad Dao divine soil. In the past, when she was practicing, this warm current was very weak, and it was accompanied by a burning and violent energy flowing through her body, making her very pain. But now, there is pain, and there is still a lot of warm energy. She estimates that it is at least equivalent to 5 pounds of myriad Dao divine soil. She is very certain at this time, Shen Zhang's myriad Dao divine soil pill success is good. How? Shen Shang saw Qin Shuang open his eyes, hastily asked. Very good, Qin Shuang's cold scorpion is full of admiration and joy. Shen Zhang's refining of this kind of Dan can completely replace myriad Dao divine soil. If Shen Shang can sell this kind of Dan, he will definitely earn a lot. Myriad Dao divine soil. Unfortunately, the sale of the pillars is very strict with the major forces, unless Shen Shang becomes the alchemist of the party, but with Shen Zhang's strength at this time, he joins the party and shows his alchemy innate talent. The strong great alchemist in that power forced the surrender of the secret of Dan. I know I can succeed, Shen Shang happily said with a smile, I must refine more of this kind of Dan. I want to let my fleshly body and spirit practice to a peak, then go to world-defying Soul River. I want to see how high I can board the world-defying Soul River. Shen Shang had previously seen the strength of Soul River God Clan, and if he had enough strength, he could not fight the behemoth of Soul River God Clan. It's going to Heavenly Flame City, Qin Shuang said. Let's go out, even if the guy can catch up here, he doesn't dare to sneak. Heavenly Flame City is a very huge city. He doesn't dare to mess around here. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang from Divine Mirror of Six Paths, he plans to use the time domain to refine myriad Dao divine soil Dan after he has settled in Heavenly Flame City, allowing him to quickly develop a powerful fleshly body. Entering Heavenly Flame City is very expensive. Everyone needs a pound of entrance fee. Fortunately, they sold some violent transformation divine pill, even if they paid the entrance fee. It's really big, Shen Shang said when he was outside. He saw that the walls were very thick, and the 3 layers of the barrier and formation were not easy to break even by Feng Ka. Open. Entering the city, Shen Shang saw a huge tower of hundreds of stories lined up on the wide streets, all of which are tall towers, the shortest of which are below the 100 floors. Follow me, Qin Shuang said, and she has already raised the inner wall in a hurry. The inn near the gate is expensive, we go a little further. With you, Shen Shang followed, paying attention to the pedestrians' cultivation base. Many of them are violent world-defying realm. The overall level is much higher than that of the previous small city. Qin Shuang took Shen Shang and revealed that the violent world-defying power is very thin, obviously caused by large formation, and the rich area of violent world-defying power is a bustling area. Both Shen Shang and Qin Shuang don't need to absorb violent world-defying power to practice, so it doesn't matter to them. 52 myriad Dao divine soil check-in fee, 1 month, said the innkeeper of the inn. How expensive is it? It was not the price before, Qin Shuang frowned. It's more than doubled. Young lady, this is the most convenient of Heavenly Flame City, and now there are only the last 4 rooms, and you will not be able to live, the shopkeeper shook his head. Well, let's stay, Qin Shuang took out the last remaining 52 myriad Dao divine soil, cursing in his heart. The treasurer, why is suddenly expensive? Qin Shuang is very curious about this. The 4 ethnic groups are gathering here, and many of them are crutches, so they are embarrassed, said the shopkeeper. Don't you because of this incident? Ghosts know this kind of thing, Shen Shang smashed. After Qin Shuang got the house card, he dragged Shen Shang and descended into a small room. This room was a crowded bed with a bed and a table. 52 myriad Dao divine soil, this is simply grabbing, Shen Shang grinned, in order to save myriad Dao divine soil. they can only live in one room, anyway, they have been in the air for many days. Really, I thought I would meet ethnic groups, Qin Shuang said very helplessly. If you look at the apology, you should be careful, we should be careful. Shen Shang sat in a chair, took out something, and shook his head. What are they gathering for? Qin Shuang sat on the bed and said, most of them are discussing the major event, or they are planning to join the ruling. They are now high-profile announcements. It is very likely that they want to unite the oysters. This in a what relationship? The mad god is in my hands. You said we have wanted to take out the cockroach, Shen Shang said. Qin Shuang thought about it and said, sell, Soul River God Clan, that guy will probably, but we are fast, we sell the Mad Thunder Tiger to the big forces here, and give the soul of Soul River God Clan's young master Gola. Shen Shang said with an evil smile, little Shuang, I think that you are such a sinister guy, really a fellow person. Afterwards, Qin Shuang left Shen in with Shen Shang. Qin Shuang is very familiar with the city. She took Shen Shang through the streets and lanes. After half a day, she finally revealed her ignorance. This is the shop of Soul River God Clan, and I can see if it can be sold here successfully. Qin Shuang went in and tested it. I learned that this shop was mad at Thunder Tiger's body. This made Qin Shuang somewhat surprised. She immediately sold it and sold a few hundred myriad Dao Divine Soil. Go, Qin Shuang checked out those myriad Dao Divine Soil, hastily left with Shen Shang, and now she is very nervous inside. Back to the inn, Shen Shang said with a smile, it doesn't take long, your ugly all-night portrait has to be covered in the city, hee. Chapter 3276. The Mad Thunder Tiger is a rare violent world-defying beast. It is also a favorite pet that young master is very fond of. Now Qin Shuang sells the body of a Mad Thunder Tiger, which will definitely attract attention. So long, Soul River which young master of God Clan can know, Qin knows that Qin Shuang is here. Qin Shuang swears and swears, although the other party has a good position, but his energy is not enough to block this huge heavenly flame city. I am not afraid, isn't it a portrait? With this, I can catch me. They are too small to look at me. Qin Shuang got Purple Yang Divine Sword and was very confident about her strength. She is already the pinnacle of violent world-defying realm, and her grandfather is Sun Old Ancestor. She inherits the bloodline of Sun Old Ancestor. The aptitude is definitely very good. She wants to break through violent world-defying realm. Well, Shen Shang followed Qin Shuang in the city, and Qin Shuang was inquiring about the news. Qin Shuang is inquiring about the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Family. The Heavenly Ancient Imperial Family is also famous here. Hong Ganyi is now smashing and will definitely move. Qin Shuang is going to find Hong Ganyi to kill it. Almost succeeded. Hong Ganyi and announced my news. Qin Shuang made an inquiries and made this conclusion for the time being. It is estimated that he does not want others to find you, Shen Shang said with a smile. Purple Yang Divine Sword is a very good weapon even if it is here. This is of course, although Purple Yang Divine Sword is a grandfather refining, but as long as it is strong enough, even if there is a Divine Tool certification, there will be many experts rushing for it, Qin Shuang coldly snorted. As long as it is here the big forces they can easily get the Divine Tool certification. Besides, even if they use the certified Divine Tool, no one will say them. Shen Shang said lowly, this group of villains, I have to pack them up one day. Qin Shuang returned to the inn with Shen Shang, young master of Soul River God Clan. They couldn't find any news. Qin Shuang also inquired about the young master brother today, but how many people have heard of it? On the street back to the inn, there are many people around watching what? Shen Shang is awkward, but he heard a familiar voice and suddenly he was shocked. Wang Dao, half-ghost old man. Don't worry, I will be able to refine this road Dan, patience, etc. Wang Dao laughed at He's shouted. The street is alchemy, Qin Shuang said. He passed the certification of Medicine Pill Temple, but he refused to give in to other big forces and went out independently. Like this alchemist can't own his own shop, he can only set up stalls on the streets. This old man, I know him, he is very powerful. Shen Shang had learned a lot from Wang Dao. He was very grateful to Wang Dao. Qin Shuang, I thought that Shen Shang had friends here, but she thought that Shen Shang was a very good alchemist, and it was normal for alchemist friends. Shen Shang hastily squeezed through the crowd and saw Wang Dao, the little old man. He was wearing white ash clothes and his hair was white. He sat cross-legged on the ground and stared at a pill furnace. After he stared at the pill furnace for a moment, he suddenly became a hippie smile, and laughed at the all around. Shen Shang looked at the jade box next to his pill furnace, where the herbs were refining the violent transformation divine pill. Wang Dao is refining the violent transformation divine pill. For Wang Dao, it doesn't take much time to refine this kind of dan. It can be quickly refined on the spot. This way many people can believe him. I want 100 pieces of violent transformation divine pill. How long will you help me with it? Says Shen Shang suddenly. Little brat, you are a stranger. Wang Dao looked at Shen Shang, and suddenly felt that the young man was very familiar. Wang Dao quickly recognized Shen Shang. Smelly brat, you are so stunned, you are now violent world-defying realm. Yes, Wang Dao was amazed at the progress of Shen Zhang's, because when he last contacted Shen Shang is still very weak. Wang Dao quickly refining the furnace and then collecting it. After apologizing to many people, he left Shen Shang. Qin Shuang and Shen Shang followed Wang Dao to expose the smelting of the scorpion, and the place where Wang Dao stayed was much larger than Shen Shang. This girl is very unusual. Is it your woman? Wang Dao happily said with a smile. You see it, Shen Shang said with a smile, and immediately Qin Shuang gave him a look. Qin Shuang can't see Wang Dao, but Wang Dao can see that she is unusual. Yes, old man, Ji Xingyuan uncle, Shen Shang asked. When Ji Xingyuan went from tyrannical to myriad Dao, it should be with Wang Dao. Wang Dao originally poured tea at Shen Shang, but when Shen Shang asked him, his hand could not help but tremble, but it quickly became smooth again, and then continued to pour tea to Shen Shang. Dead, Wang Dao's voice is very dull, but it reveals an endless anger. Ji Xingyuan but a good friend of Wang Dao, Shen Shang helped Ji Xingyuan break through cultivation base and let Ji Xingyuan go to myriad Dao to find Wang Dao. I think it is dead now. Shen Shang remembers that when Wang Dao said that he needed some friends, he obviously had some difficulties, and he was killed just like the good myriad Dao Dan God and Wang Dao relationship. Uncle, Shen Shang couldn't believe it was true, an anger emerged from his heart, and a majestic breath was coming out. Wang Dao hastily held his shoulder, calm. When Shen Shang was in the tyrannical land, he was greatly cared for by Ji Xingyuan. Ji Xingyuan was very good to him. He also regarded Ji Xingyuan as his elder. Who was killed? Shen Zhang's cold voice, with shivering anger, saw Qin Shuang next to her frown, but she saw Shen Shang so angry for the first time. Violent Blade Clan, says Wang Dao, like myriad Dao Dan God, it was killed by Violent Blade Clan. Qin Shuang exclaimed, the Violent Blade Clan is just a little weaker than Soul River God Clan and is a big group above myriad Dao. The real strength of the Violent Blade Clan is not weaker than the Soul River God Clan, they should be quite, Wang Dao sighed. They want to control the small circle of our humanity, but we don't want to. They have clashes with them, and finally many people have been killed. For many years, they have smothered and smothered to squash, and this time their strength has grown soaring, we can't resist it. Is it Violent Blade Clan or Soul River God Clan? Now they kill uncle, I will destroy them and avenge the uncle, Shen Shang angrily said. The body constantly released a hot breath, his body the anger was constantly restrained by him, and he did not burst out as much as possible. I also think, but this matter has to be long-term discussion. Now we are dying from below, we are all indifferent, we no longer live together, we only agree to meet every a period of time. Wang Dao's heart is full. It's hatred, but he knows the strength of Violent Blade Clan, that's not what he can handle. Chapter 3277. Shen Shang, the strength of Soul River God Clan, has seen a point. A young master can make a small city seal the city. It is very powerful, and the Violent Blade Clan is definitely the same. It takes a long time to deal with this monster. Go for a plan. It's hard to get rid of the entire Violent Blade Clan, but we have to deal with a small part of the Violent Blade Clan, Qin Shuang suddenly said. She is the granddaughter of the Sun Old Ancestor. Although she knows the power of the Violent Blade Clan, it doesn't. I will be surprised, not to mention that she is now eyeing Soul River God Clan. Wang Dao nodded. This young lady is right. We just need to kill the important people in the Violent Blade Clan and let them know that we are doing it for revenge. Let them know the pain, let they know the cost of killing old G. Semi-ghost old man, then you have a goal, Shen Shang hurriedly said. I heard that there are several large ethnic groups here to meet, and Violent Blade Clan is also back. Of course, because it's the party they started, Wang Dao coldly snorted. Violent Blade Clan is going to join several of his allies to hunt the Saint World-Defying Dragon. World-Defying, Holy Dragon, Qin Shuang was shocked by this, to a deep breath, it's the dragon that made Soul River God Clan suffer a big loss. Yes, this saint world-defying dragon got a small piece of Tao Creation Saint Crystal, and it's bigger, not just the Violent Blade clan. They are going, the guys at World-Defying Soul River will also go. Tao Creation Saint Crystal. When I heard these 4 words, Feng Ka almost jumped out because her very powerful little needle was made from this material. God Alter's spirit had previously said what innovating materials, that is better than Crystal Emperor. Something more powerful. No wonder, otherwise Violent Blade clan will definitely not provoke this guy. After all, it is Tao Creation Saint Crystal, Qin Shuang exclaimed. Tao Creation Saint Stone is much rarer than Crystal Emperor, and Tao Creation Saint Crystal is even more. Heavenly Flame City is the site of the Violent Blade clan, Wang Dao said solemnly. The original Violent Blade clan called his allies to burn, but Soul River God clan also joined, and Violent Blade clan would love to join them because one party, the more they have a chance to succeed. When they just split the small piece of Tao Creation Saint Crystal, that's alright. It's only a small piece, is it enough? Shen Shang coldly snorted. Never let them get this kind of good thing. Half-ghost old man, do you know where the Saint World-Defying Dragon is? A small piece is definitely enough. In fact, as long as there is a sand-sized Tao Creation Saint Crystal, it is enough to make a divine tool very powerful. Crystal Emperor is rare, but there are 1 or 2 Crystal Emperors in each group. Kana, and the powerful ethnic group of Soul River God clan and Violent Blade clan, is the Tao Creation Divine Tool with Tao Creation Saint Stone Refining, Wang Dao said. And the Tao Creation Saint Crystal Divine Tool, yes, if you can have it, the strength will definitely be stronger. If we go to the Saint World-Defying Dragon now, it is simply going to courting death. This method is not good. Qin Shuang nodded. Yes, the Saint World-Defying Dragon is very powerful, otherwise Soul River God clan will not join the Violent Blade clan. They are going to deal with the Saint World-Defying Dragon. We can't stop it. As for whether they can get Tao Creation Saint Crystal, we can't control it. Now we have to rely on this opportunity to make Violent Blade clan a painful one. Put. Wang Dao took out a portrait and said, this is the youngest son of one of the 3 Mad War God of Violent Blade clan. It is also a cultivation base of the Mad War God, Violent World-Defying Realm late stage. It belongs to the Genius War God. The weapon is made by Myriad Tao Divine Soil Crystal. The 3 Mad War God is also the 3 great elders of the Violent Blade clan, whose strength and patriarch are said to be generally strong and almost equal to patriarch, said Qin Shuang. Yes, it was this brat who took control of his oldest centaur to deal with us, Wang Dao God said coldly. This guy has used all the means to expand his strength, and he is very good at it. Hu Zuofei, and he is the same thing, he will not care for him. It's him. Qin Shuang looked at the portrait, and Lu Mei was slightly stunned. You know, Shen Shang asked in surprise, and Wang Dao was also curious. His name is Zhu Haixuan. Qin Shuang looked at Wang Dao. Wang Dao nodded. There are a lot of people who have heard of his name, but there are not many people who have seen him. I must have been in close contact with him. I used to practice at Violent Fire Divine Sect. At the time we were in the same school, his innate talent was really good, and there was a strong resource behind it, so his cultivation base and strength are always in front of us, Qin Shuang said. Of course he knows me too. How about your relationship? Shen Shang asked, looking at the mechanical resources. Oh, not very good. Almost all of the women in a school were occupied by him. He also played my idea, and I was very indifferent to him. Over time, he hated me very much and wanted me more. Finally, I had to leave the Violent Fire Divine Sect, but I didn't know he was a Violent Blade clan at the time, Qin Shuang said. You can enter the Violent Fire Divine Sect. Practice is also very good. Wang Dao knows more about the things above Myriad Dao. Although he doesn't know the identity of Qin Shuang, he once saw the out of the ordinary of Qin Shuang. You look at Chi Omega Mi Rong Jing Pi now, said Shen Shang, who said that Zhu Haixuan was a violent world-defying realm late stage, and Qin Shuang was a peak, a level higher than Zhu Haixuan, and Qin Shuang also owns Purple Yang Divine Sword. Qin Shuang has something to say, because she does not know if she can beat Zhu Haixuan now. That's our goal. Wang Dao looked at Shen Shang. Your current cultivation base is still low, so you don't have to shoot when you get there. See you on the side, that's all right. Well, Shen Shang nodded. Then he told Wang Dao about the young master brother of Soul River God clan. He wanted to see Wang Dao know about these. In the young master of Soul River God clan, there is only one person who has a mad thunder, and it must be him. Wang Dao frowned. This guy should also be sturdy. Who is it? Qin Shuang knows about the big groups of Soul River God clan, but she doesn't know who the owner of the Mad Thunder Tiger is. He Yangkong. It will be him, Qin Shuang Lu Mei picked. Really think of it. Is this guy very powerful? Shen Shang didn't understand at all. Violent world-defying realm is at the top of, stronger than Zhu Haixuan, and is the smallest of the 10 sons of Soul River God clan patriarch, the most favored, the most innate talent, Qin Shuang said. Wang Dao he smiled. What about that? These guys are so strong against world-defying Soul River that they give me time. I will pull them including root one day sooner or later. Wang Dao is arrogant because he is alchemist. Chapter 3278. Going to the level of alchemist at Wang Dao, it's just time to ask if it's powerful, and his level of alchemist can turn into magic, and they have a lifespan that is close to eternal. Generally, even if it is a very powerful group above Myriad Dao, it will try to avoid offending this huge potential alchemist. If you offend, you must kill it. Otherwise, they may face the disaster. For many years on Myriad Dao, the powerful ethnic group that was destroyed by alchemist is not. It has happened, although it has been a very long time, but it has been rumored by people. Qin Shuang took a look at Shen Shang. Shen Shang, like Wang Dao, has great potential. Once they get rid of them and let them live, they will definitely find a place to fight alchemy until they have enough strength. Again. Previously, Qin Shuang thought that there was alchemist who refined Myriad Dao divine soil into a man who could make people practice, but Shen Shang did it, and it was easy to do it. This is the potential of Shen Shang. Soul River God clan is so powerful because they can easily get the powerful violent world-defying soul. At the violent world-defying realm, the violent world-defying soul is very demanding and has a good violent world-defying soul, the bigger the adolescent space will be. Wang Dao stood by the window and looked at the sky. His cultivation base has surpassed violent world-defying realm, but I don't know how much it has surpassed. It is strong, that's it. But this is not absolute in our eyes of alchemist. Wang Dao turned his head and looked at Shen Shang, lightly smiled. Shen Shang, you certainly don't know violent world-defying soul can also refine it. Violent world-defying soul is also okay. Shen Shang paused. Qin Shuang was secretly surprised. These alchemists were mad in her eyes. Yes, I have refining it, Wang Dao said. I was trying to figure out how to do it myself. I don't know how much violent world-defying soul has affected in the future, so at the beginning, I was a coincidence of violent world-defying soul. But after the Jai and the Zaban, you can see a certain sand in the Song dynasty, Wang Dao he smiled. Then I tried to refine my violent world-defying soul and make them stronger. Of course, this method can only be used by us, because the alchemy technique we cultivate is the same. How to refine? Shen Shang hastily asked. I offer ideas to you. You need to find out for yourself. Once you can find out, you can take a vulture. Wang Dao asked Shen Shang to sit down. Violent world-defying soul, once it's merged, it's hard to give up, though it can, but it costs a lot of money, and it takes almost a new practice. At the time, I thought that the violent world-defying soul after the fusion could definitely be stage enhanced. Then I went to world-defying soul river to find the powerful violent world-defying soul by eating the pills. After I found it, I took these violent world-defying soul, grabbed it and made it into violent world-defying soul. Wang Dao happily said with a smile. Violent world-defying soul is turned into energy after being refined into a dan. After eating it, it can be sucked by the weak violent world-defying soul. You must be clear, we are familiar with among the 3-tier world-defying soul river, the first layer's violent world-defying soul is the weakest, but after these violent world-defying souls have gone through all the hardships, they will upgrade themselves and finally board the 3rd layer world-defying soul river, or even the 4th layer, or legend. The 5th layer in. It's true that the numerous violent world-defying souls in the world-defying soul river are devouring each other and can continue to advance, Qin Shuang nodded. For many years, many people have tried to improve by catch violent world-defying soul. His original violent world-defying soul, but it has never been possible, mainly because the original violent world-defying soul does not absorb the strength of other violent world-defying soul. Wang Dao haughty smiled. That's their level is not enough. The research on the aspect is not thorough, and I did it. My current violent world-defying soul is equivalent to the strength of the 4th layer world-defying soul river. Shen Shang writes down these words and waits for them to try again later. Semi-ghost old man, little Shuang, she is recognized, and we are selling it here. What do you say He Yangkong can find her? Shen Shang asked, now only Qin Shuang exposed. Hidden, is not big, although this is the city of Violent Blade Clan, but the Violent Blade Clan will not seal the city. There are many other big groups of people here, they will definitely make trouble, Wang Dao said. What's so worried? I also killed several important people in Violent Blade Clan, and how can they get me? Although Shen Shang temporarily suppressed the hatred in his heart, he felt that it was definitely not enough to kill Zhu Haixuan. He must kill all the people who originally tried Ji Xingyuan fight, even the entire Violent Blade Clan. Their defenses are definitely very strict. It's hard to find a chance to fight, Wang Dao said. I have to stare now, I don't want to miss the opportunity, you have to be careful. Wang Dao is on the street to explore the news. After he left the inn, Shen Shang also left with Qin Shuang, hastily returned to the inn where they stayed. Little Shuang, I want to mix Zhu Haixuan with their residents, Shen Shang looked serious. Shen Shang, don't mess, Violent Blade Clan's core strength is here, and your cultivation base is too low, which is very dangerous, Qin Shuang said. Your current space power is simply not working. This is not heavenly ancient primal world. Of course I know, I won't fight, I just want to hear about the whereabouts of the Saint World-defying dragon, Shen Shang said. I am going to find the Saint World-defying dragon. You are crazy, Qin Shuang was shocked. The strength of the Saint World-defying dragon is far more than your imagination, and it is even more difficult to deal with. Dao Creation Saint Crystal is just a little bit, so easy to get, maybe it has been Saint World-defying the dragon is used up. I didn't go for Dao Creation Saint Crystal, Shen Shang said. I have to find the Saint World-defying dragon in front of the group of guys. Go there and I will look at the situation and make my plan. Well, you are really chaotic, Qin Shuang sighed. You are waiting for me here. I will go and ask Zhu Haixuan about their movements. Shen Shang didn't want to ask Wang Dao. I didn't want Wang Dao to know about it, because it was very dangerous and Wang Dao would definitely stop him. After Qin Shuang went out, Shen Shang was not at ease, followed quietly behind, and released several ratmen shopping. He soon saw the portrait of Qin Shuang. When you keep up with little Shuang, lest she be in danger, Shen Shang hastily caught up with Qin Shuang. Chapter 3279. Shen Shang was behind Qin Shuang. When he was about to catch up with Qin Shuang, he suddenly saw two big men wearing golden armor and stopped Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang suddenly was shocked, but he was calmed down soon, because the person who stopped him was not Soul River God Clan, from the cellphone, the Violent Blade Clan. Shen Shang saw it behind, very worried, hastily gave Qin Shuang sound transmission, and asked, Little Shuang, who are these people, they seem to be rushing at you. It's the person of Violent Blade Clan. Qin Shuang took a few steps and wanted to stay away from the two men, but behind her, she's smashing and swearing, the man's face is evil. Smile, his appearance is very handsome, and his skin is fair. It's you, Qin Shuang frowned, said solemnly, Zhu Haixuan, what are you doing? Qin Shuang has changed appearance, but it was recognized by Zhu Haixuan, and I don't know what method he used. Shen Shang is in a hurry, the young master of this Violent Blade Clan is actually in the middle of the city. How? I just want to invite you to a meal and enjoy a face, Zhu Haixuan said, taking out the plaque and vomiting, it was the reward for her all-night reward. Drawing is really ugly, Zhu Haixuan said with a smile, you should know your situation at this time. If you fall into the hands of that guy, it is very painful, if you follow me, I promise you something. All have. Shen Shang looked at the two golden armor big men in the distance, although they were all at the peak of violent world-defying realm, but Qin Shuang was much better than them. Although Zhu Haixuan is the late-stage genius war god, Qin Shuang can also deal with him if he uses Purple Yang Divine Sword. Little Shuang, wait a moment to see the time, Shen Shang gave Qin Shuang sound transmission. He was able to see the two golden armor men of Violent Blade Clan. The man has closed the road of Qin Shuang, and Zhu Haixuan is also blocking Qin Shuang's road. In addition, this all around also hides several people of Violent Blade Clan, the strength is not weak. Shen Shang doesn't understand why Qin Shuang will be found by Zhu Haixuan so soon. Qin Shuang is unlikely to go back with Zhu Haixuan. Once she goes back with Zhu Haixuan, the consequences can be imagined. Zhu Haixuan has long been stunned by her beauty. If there is a chance, she will definitely not let it go. Shen Shang took out the Divine Mirror of Six Paths and the Divine Mirror of Six Paths became a small mirror held by him. He let Feng Ka spur a form. After the formation, I saw only a large colorless light glow on the mirror surface. This light glow contained a very violent atmosphere, and the light glow shrouded the shackles. People couldn't see anything at all. Breath to distinguish the direction, can't know everything around. Shen Shang immediately rushed, and Qin Shuang also called Purple Yang Divine Sword at that time, and stabbed a sword against Zhu Haixuan in front of her. Only one of Shen Shang could see clearly in this 5-color glow. When rush over, I already saw Qin Shuang out of the sword. Although it was impossible to see anything at the moment, Qin Shuang was able to pierce a sword according to the influence and pierced Zhu Haixuan's eyes. When he saw that he was stabbing, Zhu Haixuan's body exploded with a powerful blast. Qin Shuang gave the earthquake a flight, and Zhu Haixuan felt that there was a strong attack, just hastily to rely on the strength of the stride. Shen Shang hastily put Qin Shuang in the divine mirror of 6 paths, then mix it into the crowd and quickly leave the place. At this time, his heart is also very nervous. It's a pity just now, Shen Shang returned to the inn and released Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang also gasped slightly. She just used her strength to attack Zhu Haixuan. She expected Zhu Haixuan to have such a powerful protective armor, which not only absorbed her strength, but also broke out. The thrust and the shock of the shock shocked her. If it wasn't for her response, if she used strength to resist it, he would definitely be injured. Yeah, I almost got rid of him, Qin Shuang took a deep breath. How did he recognize you, and he still seems to know where you are, Shen Shang frowned. Look at the village. We really have to get out of here soon, Qin Shuang nodded. He might have found me based on this thing. Qin Shuang pulled out a jade token and said, this is the original identification token of Violent Fire Divine Sect. After that, Qin Shuang crushed the jade token. Let's go, can't stay. Shen Shang opened the window and looked at the street below. I saw that many guards wearing protective armors were looking around for something, holding a portrait in their hands. There is no battle in the Heavenly Flame City, but just a young master was almost killed. This is a very serious matter, so the strength of the entire Heavenly Flame City is dispatched. Look at the invasion of the village and tell the story of the south. Qin Shuang saw that the whole city was checking her. If they stayed here, they would definitely be very dangerous. I wish the half-man ghost man he can succeed. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang hastily left the inn and prepared to leave Heavenly Flame City. The singer knocked on the cockroach, although there was a seal the city, but the guard at the door was very strict. Shen Shang could only let Qin Shuang enter the divine mirror of 6 paths and let him go out and line the city alone. When he checked him, he passed it very smoothly, and then he and a large group of people walked out of the city gate. When he was just out of town, the rear suddenly was someone shouted, that is the guy, his breath I remember. Shen Shang didn't know who the voice was, but he talked about the breath of the man. He remembered that He Yangkong was sitting in the RV that day. He Yangkong actually remembers Shen Zhang's breath, which makes Shen Shang very surprised. He heard He Yangkong's voice, hastily called Divine Mirror of 6 Paths, and then entered Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. Divine Mirror of 6 Paths turned into a wheel, flicking on the ground, dragging a golden light, and disappearing into the distance at once, but at the moment the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths left, several formation plates they all flew past and released a seal, trying to catch Shen Shang, but Shen Shang has long since fled. Where is this sacred guy? There is such a powerful thing, he dared to scream at the back. He was confused by Shen Shang using Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. He was almost given by Qin Shuang at that time. Killed, he thought that Qin Shuang actually had a heavy killing on him, which made him angry. Zhu Haixuan is the son of the distinguished elder in the Violent Blade clan. Someone wants to kill him, and he almost succeeded. This woman is very powerful, just don't know her cultivation base. Since you have been practicing with her in Violent Fire Divine Sect, you must know her very well. We have to find out her cockroaches quickly. He Yangkong face band with a mask. I can't see his look, but it certainly doesn't look good, that's it, because this is the second time he let Shen Shang run away. Chapter 3280. After successfully escaping, Shen Shang recalled that he couldn't help but feel scared. Just now he was almost caught. Qin Shuang sat in a chair, coldly snorted and said, it's in Heavenly Flame City. If you are alone outside, I am not afraid of them. Heavenly Flame City is the site of Zhu Haixuan. If Qin Shuang is fighting inside with Zhu Haixuan, the opportunity of Violent Blade clan will be taken once she arrives. Don't be annoyed, there's still a chance to get rid of them, said Shen Shang. We're going to hear about the whereabouts of the Saint World Defying Dragon, and we'll be ready when we get there. Qin Shuang can only listen to Shen Zhang's arrangement now. After all, Shenshong took her thrilling escape. To know the whereabouts of the Saint World-defying dragon, you can only ask some old fellows. Go to the proud dragon city, Qin Shuang said. This is a small city, but there are many old fellows in it. They are all seeing over the Saint World-defying dragon. Wait, are the strengths of the old fellows strong, if they don't tell us what to do? Shenshong asked. They have a relationship with Soul River God Clan and Violent Blade Clan. They are very old and have been seriously injured, and the Dragon City was built by a man who fought with the Saint World-defying dragon. Or someone who has seen the Saint World-defying dragon knows about the city and they gather together, Qin Shuang said. We only went to find the injured old fellow. That's all right, they should not have any temper. Shenshong controls Divine Mirror of 6 paths and rushes to the proud city. After a few days, they have already paddled the sled, and they don't need to pay myriad Dao Divine Soil to enter the city of Aolong, which is different from the previous city. However, there are few people in the city of Aolong, and the city looks like a trip. The city looks very deserted. Qin Shuang meow yu sheath diarrhea, and soon I heard that an injured old man is still here. They immediately rushed over. The old man is called Zuo Tianyi. Although there is a big house, there is only one person in the house. He used to be a very famous hunter. He was famous for hunting some powerful and rare violent world-defying beast. However, the latter, causing his roots to be greatly affected, can only stay here and wait to die. Uncle Zuo, Shenshong knocked at the door, shouted. Not long after, an old man who opened the door turned a little door. After seeing Shenshong and Qin Shuang, he smiled with a smile. We don't recruit the chores, you go to other places. You misunderstood, we are swearing and swearing, Shenshong said with a slight smile. You are going to find the Saint World-defying dragon. You believe there is the existence of the Saint World-defying dragon. Zuo Tianyi was surprised. Don't Saint World-defying dragons don't exist? Shenshong asked. Of course there is, you go in. Zuo Tianyi quickly asked Shenshong and Qin Shuang to enter the house and then greeted them into a dilapidated hall. Hey, the city is fading, mainly because Saint World-defying is a long period of time. Someone has seen the Saint World-defying dragon again, so over time, some people are interested in Saint World-defying dragon. Then, after the I see Cheng liao chi 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 huang huang yi huang huang huan 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 huan. The Saint World-defying dragon has been around for a long time, and Qin Shuang has only happened to hear it. The Saint World-defying dragon has appeared again in the recent period, Shenshong said in a low voice. Left, you know the many powerful ethnic groups in Heavenly Flame City. I heard that although this proud city is very deserted, the news is still very well informed, Zuo Tianyi said with amazement. Don't they have found Saint World-defying dragon? Qin Shuang nodded. Yes, they want to unite together and hunt the Saint World-defying dragon. A few big ethnic groups can't take it together, maybe it can be one, Zuo Tianyi frowned, as if thinking about it. He thought for a while, suddenly he shook his head. Even if several strong ethnic groups join hands, that guy is very powerful. Why? Qin Shuang asked. Because the Saint World-defying dragon is very strong, and it is still making progress. Zuo Tianyi's face suddenly showed a look of fear and said, I have seen the Saint World-defying dragon, but I have seen it, but just saw him, he was abolished by him, and the guy also killed me, finally I used a caravan to get myself back. Zuo Tianyi's previous strength should be strong. Shenshong and Qin Shuang have heard about some news about him. Zuo Tianyi has surpassed the strength of violent world-defying realm. It is world-defying sacred realm, but still by Saint World-defying. The dragon was injured in an instant. Uncle, you know how to find the Saint World-defying dragon? Shenshong asked. It's hard to find the Saint World-defying dragon, but now that he has appeared, it shows that he has broken through. Zuo Tianyi took out the box with a small piece of fiery red. What is this? Shenshong asked. Dragon scales, the dragon scales of the Saint World-defying dragon. When the city lord got a big chunk from the Saint World-defying dragon body, this is proof of the existence of the Saint World-defying dragon. If it is close to the Saint World-defying dragon, this dragon the scales will shine. Zuo Tianyi handed Shenshong and said, I will give it to you. This will help you find the Saint World-defying dragon. Do you want to be close? Qin Shuang asked. It doesn't have to be very close. Generally, the Saint World-defying dragon will go crazy every a period of time. When his dragon power will be released, the dragon scales will light up, and you will rotate with the dragon scales. The direction is the brightest. Saint World-defying dragon is there. You are close to the first stage distance, the dragon scales will shine, Zhuo Tianyi said, and Sirius warned repeated, you must remember, only far look at that's alright, don't get close. Well, we know, thank you left uncle. Shen Shang put the dragon scales down, and then took out 10 of his refined myriad Dao divine soil Dan. Uncle Zhuo, this is the bra of refining brat, maybe it will help you hurt, Shen Shang said. You are still an alchemist, Zhuo Tianyi had some surprises, said with a smile. Yeah, but I have been certified by Medicine Pill Temple. Shen Shang felt that Zhuo Tianyi's injuries should be severely damaged with his body, causing his strength to fail to work through the body. Myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan is a strong body and helps to restore the wound on the fleshly body. Zhuo Tianyi is very spirited at this time, and it can be seen that his divine C is damaged. What shit, Medicine Pill Temple is something that angers people, Zhuo Tianyi is an old fellow. Of course, knowing that Medicine Pill Temple is the suffocating sulfur sputum of the ethnic group, it is the blood-sucking thing. Uncle Zhuo, can you spread this out? Shen Shang said. It doesn't matter, the people are going to hunt the Saint World Defying Dragon because they know that Saint World Defying Dragon has Dao Creation Saint Crystal.